Hi. I'm Jack. I like wearing a kilt. Roll the open.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Water towers fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside SP'd off. Bring in SP'd off. Off. It's orange!
Orange 25. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Look at this!
Put that in the big bag, Eagle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
If there's methane to be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You read? We don't need any more of these.
Welcome everybody to the Flame Trench. Jack, that was a chef's kiss cold open. Couldn't have said it better myself. I am Sawyer Rosenstein, and I am temporarily hosting here to start things off on the Flame Trench. This is our weekly show where we talk about the news and ongoings in space in a lighter manner. Don't forget, stay tuned to the very end, because once this is over, we'll premiere Twists, which is the more serious look at the week in space news. As always, I am not alone. I am joined by a couple of other people today, including EJ. What you reading today, EJ?
Hey, has this joke gotten old yet, or?
Oh, it got old on day 2.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna keep doing it then. This is the Saturn V Haynes manual. Got this in the mail today. It's pretty good. Really nice. Got it on sale. Pretty awesome.
All right.
Anyway, how are you doing, Sawyer? Yeah, everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. My voice is still recovering from singing my heart out at a concert a couple days ago, or yesterday. Yeah, something like yesterday, but it was good.
You know, it's a good concert when you don't know what day it is.
I
after
don't know
the concert.
what day it is. No, other than
that's how you know it was good.
We do have Jack. Yeah. Hi, Jack.
Hey, I'm Jack. Jack totally didn't lose. I totally didn't lose connection. And I'm just sitting here frozen and doing the oh.
Yeah, my power isn't out, I promise. So in case you're unaware. Here, wait, Jack, if you do not want to wear a kilt, say something. If you do want to wear a kilt, stay quiet. There you go, folks. It's settled. Jack's internet went out minutes before we started going live, so I know he's trying to get his Starlink up and running just in case. Hopefully we'll get him later, but we also have Ryan joining us. How's it going, Ryan?
It's going great, Sawyer. How you doing? Yeah?
It's Friday. It's Flame Trench Friday, and it's almost Flight 6, so I'm doing great. And it's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah.
We'll explain, I promise. Before we get to all of our Starship stuff, we will start at the ISS. And a reminder, if you have questions as we go through the show, tag us at NASA Spaceflight. Preferably if you can stick to the topic that we're on at that moment. It'll make it easier. And then once we get into the Starship segment, go ahead and throw your 20 billion Starship questions our way. We'll do our best. So, EJ, the ISS got a boost from an unlikely candidate today.
Yeah, the CRS-31 Dragon, which, I don't know if you guys know that SpaceX has resupplied the space station 31 times. That's weird. That is very weird to say out loud. CRS-31 Dragon capsule was launched last week up to the ISS, and they attached it to the very front of the space station. Just store that information for later. It's on the very front of the space station, right? And when it got up there, actually... very recently, I think, Sawyer, it was yesterday, right? It was just like, this was super recent. This happened, this was today. Yeah, there you go. Also,
12:50 p.m. Eastern, so...
there you go. So that was only, there you go. 4 hours ago, they flipped the station around and then used Dragon's backward-facing thrusters, so they're posigrade thrusters on Dragon to actually boost the space station. This is actually a capability that they actually haven't done. They usually what boosts the ISS up, because the ISS is in a decaying orbit. So it's about 400 kilometers by 400 kilometers and change, or about 270 miles circular. But even at that altitude, you're going to get some type, a little bit of atmospheric perturbations that are actually going to cause what's called the decaying orbit eventually to come back down if they don't keep boosting it. So it does need to be periodically boosted. They usually use a progress capsule attached to the Zvezda module on the ROS side of the station, on the Russian side of the station. But the USOS side of the station is was looking to use Dragon to do station boosting, and they did have some. They did mess with Cygnus to do the same thing too a couple of times as well. But this is the first time that we've seen Dragon actually boost the space station from the USOS side of the station. So basically anything in front of the truss segment, right? They did use it to push that station into a little bit of a higher orbit using Dragon's Draco thrusters, which marks the first time that's ever been done. The reason why they're doing it now, I mean, one, you get good capability here. You're going to get a lot more capability with being able to boost with Dragon, a little more flexibility in ISS operations. But the big reason why is they're kind of looking at to it as a precursor mission for the eventual deorbit of the ISS. In about 6 years' time, SpaceX will launch a highly modified Dragon called the USDV, United States Deorbit Vehicle, and that will be the beginning of the end for the ISS. Now, keep in mind, that's not anytime soon. That's supposed to be in 2030. But the CRS-31 boost is kind of a test for that, which is actually pretty cool. And as far as I can tell, it went off without a hitch. It looked pretty good to me. They did actually turn the station 180 degrees over. They kind of turned it upside down and then flipped it backwards so the thrusters would be pointing in the right direction. Because remember, like I said, they put the Dragon is at the front of the space station. This shot right here is the shot that you see on the screen is actually it's a forward-facing camera relative to the orientation on the ISS. And if you look, you're going backwards. You know it's a forward-facing camera.
Backing up.
Yep. Yep. Back it up. Right?
Beep.
Yeah, exactly. So they did a barrel roll. The barrel roll, press ZR twice with the space station, turned it backwards so it was flying backwards. So Dragon's thrusters would line up, and then they used it to boost the station. Actually, super cool. I mean, the last time the ISS did kind of like a backflip like this was it wasn't on purpose. It was when the Nauka module attached to itself and started firing its RCS after it docked to the ISS, which that was an accident. They didn't mean to do that, but that actually had the thing doing front flips. But this one was a controlled maneuver that they took the ISS, they flipped it over and around and had it fly backwards and use the thrusters to boost it, which is super cool, proving that Dragon can be used to boost the station. Once again, more capability and precursor for the USDV. Really, really cool stuff.
More capability, more better. Exactly.
You get no argument from me, man.
So that now leaves Progress on the Russian side, Cygnus on the US side, and now Dragon, which, again, this was technically just a demonstration of it. So it's not like NASA and the ISS program has officially said, yes, we're going to do boosts now on with Dragon. It's just a proof of concept here.
Yep.
So, because there was the question, Supersonic Retropropulsion, great name, was saying, do we know how much the ISS's orbit was changed by in the reboost? And it was, again, a lot. NASA will not use anything that makes sense, no metric, no nothing like that. They said that they raised it at apogee by 7/100ths of a mile and 7/10ths of a mile at perigee.
Because I think it was like the 4 Dracos firing for it was 12 and a half minutes. I think it was the firing. Yeah. Which 4 Dracos only firing that much. I mean, that's not like that's a big change in altitude or whatnot. So yeah.
I just love that, again, this is from the official NASA release on the boost information. They say, word for word, 7/100ths of a mile at apogee and 7/10ths of a mile at perigee. Why?
Because they got to be difficult, Sawyer. They got to be difficult.
Dude, I like feet and miles.
I was just in Canada where they used kilometers and meters and Celsius, and it was weird, but this makes no sense.
That is a very weird fraction. They just could have used altitude. Why? Even if you put that in miles, like just straight miles, like 7/100ths of a mile. How much was it at perigee, Sawyer? How much did they boost it? 7/10ths of a mile?
7/10ths of a mile at perigee.
Oh my God.
7/10ths of a mile. So what? Oh, okay. Now I'm going to do math here real quick. Give me a minute here. So
Yes,
kilometer.
Please, smart people.
5,280 feet divided by
Guys,
wait.
It's a kilometer. It's like maybe 1,050 meters.
That's
maybe
3,696 feet. Which, that's 3.3 per meter. So 1,120 meters. So a little
oh,
over a kilometer.
Jeez.
Oh,
jeez. That's weird.
That's actually pretty good. There you go.
Great math, man.
This is where we need that gif from that one time when Alex was on Flame Trench when he was like, actually.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah. So that was interesting.
And how long, fellas, how long did they fire it for?
12 minutes and 30
minutes?
seconds approximately.
Yeah, you're gonna need a long duration burn like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're only boosting that thing 1,100 meters at perigee, they obviously did the burn at apogee, right? So apogee and perigee, guys, are if you're just totally lost, apogee and perigee are the highest and lowest points in an orbit around Earth. Okay, so if you wanted to, your perigee is the low point. If your low point gets too low, the Earth's going to be like, hey, come here, I need you for a second. You're going to be like, no, go away. If your perigee gets too low, atmospheric drag, and then eventually atmospheric drag will slow you down, and then eventually Earth's gravity will pull you back in. So in order to increase your perigee, you want to burn at apogee. You got to do it. It's kind of backwards. To increase the lowest point of your orbit, you got to be at the highest point and then accelerate, right? So that's what they did. There's not a lot of change in the apogee, but there's a big change in your perigee, which means they burn closer to the highest point in their orbit, which is the most efficient time to do it. That's maximizing the thrust and the impulse of the Dracos, I guess. Specific impulse of the Dracos, not that. I mean, it does figure into the delta V formula, but if you burn at apogee, you're going to increase your perigee. But even then, an 1,100 meter, so like just a little bit over a kilometer, for a 12-minute burn, if you want to, you could discern like how much thrust the Dracos are making from that, and it's not a lot, right? 12-minute burn's a long time, but the Draco thrusters don't have that much thrust. They're not very big rocket engines. So you could tell just from these numbers that Draco engines don't make a lot of thrust. I mean, it isn't anything we didn't know, but it's cool to see the math go together. I mean, you got to remember the ISS is like 400 tons. It is a big, heavy. Weight has nothing to do with it. It's a very high mass. Yeah, high mass space station. So even a 12-minute burn from the Dracos really only pushed that thing. Yeah, it increased perigee by 1,100 meters. They probably changed the speed by maybe 4 or 5 meters a second. Maybe, not a lot.
But do you have
what is that video behind? What's that?
Do you have the model that you were showing earlier? Because what's mind-boggling to me is the fact that we're talking a couple meters per second. We're talking tenths of miles randomly, but we're not talking that much boost. But what they had to do to the station to make that boost happen, because of where it's located on the station, I don't think people realize how ridiculously they had to flip the ISS for this.
I mean, it is not an easy thing to do. And it's because the ISS, like you guys, whenever we see it, you think it's this big structurally sound thing. It's not. It kind of it weebles wobbles around like your Kerbal stations do. That happens in real life. It's just too big to see it. You don't really see it too well, but it does kind of noodle around a little bit. And getting it to do a flip like that and then roll over and then boost it right after that is it's some pretty intense maneuvering for the space station. It's super cool.
Hey, can you show me your starship? Whip it out.
No.
This is for the model. No, just so people know the orientation, which it's not unusual to move the station around to different orientations, but let's assume that was the orientation of the station before the maneuver. What do they have to do to make it maneuver?
So, if this is the front of the ISS, Dragon would be docked at the nose of the Starship model. And forgive me, I don't have an ISS model around. Not handy, at least. They basically turned it up like this, and then rolled it over at the same time and flipped it around like that. So the Dragon, which was now be facing this direction, pushed the station this way. Also, I would love to get to the point where, we could actually do this with Starship on orbit. That moment is rapidly approaching, I think. But also,
give it like a launch or two. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. Yeah. Well, we'll get them. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
All right, let's take some questions here.
Sawyer, my chat says never say what you said again about showing the Starship. Don't say that again.
I'll say it again when we get to the Starship segment. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let's see. By the way, Ewan was asking, how much is the ISS orbit raised by usually? Ryan, do we know how much they typically boost the station by?
I'm trying to remember myself how much it's usually. EJ might know this one off the top of his head. I don't.
It's not a lot, guys. 10 kilometers maybe at best. Changing like apogee to perigee, it's not a lot. The reason why is because they keep on it. They do it constantly. That's not something a lot of people know. It's kind of something you don't really think about, right? We think of the ISS, it's just there and it's going to stay there, right? No. If we got everybody off the ISS and we left, it'll deorbit itself by itself. Probably, I don't know, a year, probably less. It is in a decaying orbit and it will come back down. That's kind of the reason why they put it there is kind of for safety in case something absolutely goes wrong. You don't have a 400-ton piece of debris that's permanently stuck in space, right? These boosts are not a lot. They're like the most you're going to see is a couple kilometers like this. Like the Dragon one was just a demo. It wasn't too much, but it really doesn't get more than like 2 to 3 kilometers, somewhere in there. It's not a lot. They periodically do it. We just don't hear about it because it's just routine maintenance. With that being said, the biggest boost that I do know of from the ISS, like ever, was, believe it or not, after July of 2011. The ISS is around a 410 kilometer orbit, circular, more or less. I mean, it's obviously decaying, right? It didn't used to be there. It used to be down around 300 kilometers because the shuttles couldn't move the payload to it. Believe it or not, they couldn't move the payload. They couldn't move the payload to it at 400 kilometers. That would be like a Hubble servicing mission every ISS resupply. So the station was actually at a lot lower orbit, and after the shuttle stopped flying, that's when they did a huge boost, 100-kilometer boost, more or less. Up to where it is now, and that's where it's been since 2011.
Yep, and the most recent burn, after doing some quick conversions here, is 180/100ths of a mile.
Please stop doing that.
1.8 miles or 2.9 kilometers. I had to, I'm sorry.
Ugh. Dude, I like feet and miles. I like the Imperial systems just because of what I grew up with. Don't judge me too much, guys. That still hurts my brain. Fractions of miles,
trying. What is it? Trying to put fractions on something when you don't need to use fractions. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Just use decimals. Decimals are better.
Dude, I mean, I understand like a half mile, quarter mile. Like if you're using bigger fractions, that's not a big deal. But like 7/100ths of a mile, bro, go away. Go away. What are you doing?
Yeah, just go away now.
Stop. Stop.
Did you know, by the way, that you can keep track of all of the ISS reboosts? We actually have a forum post and some awesome people in there that keep that up to date of all of the ISS reboosts, when they've happened, by how much. So, yeah, you can check that out. Don't forget, we have the forums at nasaspaceflight.com too. And probably the best part, in my opinion, is the L2 section, where there's all the awesome, like, old documents and photos that have rarely, if ever, seen the light of day. Great shuttle repository. Oh, that's where we get all of our stuff from Shuttle Sunday, by the way, is from the L2 forums. So you can actually get L2 access from shop.nasaspaceflight.com, but the rest of the forum is free. Just make sure if you do sign up for L2 that you already have a username and that you put the correct one in, or else Crispy is going to bonk me over the head if I don't say that.
Please do it.
Let's see here.
Crispy bonking is funny.
Bonk?
Bonk.
It is bonkies.
All right.
Here's one that I noticed earlier while we're just talking about the ISS. To make this happen for CRS-31 to dock, they had to actually undock Crew 9 and move them to a different docking port. So John was asking, why do they need to put the whole crew back on Dragon to move it in between ports? Couldn't you just have, say, the pilot on board, or do it automatically?
That's a super good question. That speaks to the trends of the safety operations on the ISS. So think about it like this, dude. So say you undock that Dragon, right? And say something goes wrong with it and you have to deorbit it. Now you actually stranded 4 astronauts at the station. That's why for a docking relocation, you get on your ride home in case something goes wrong, right? You don't actually want to strand people. And I will still maintain to this day that Butch and Sonny were never stranded. The only time, if you ever want to call it that, the only time they were stranded was the time between when Starliner undocked before Crew 9 came. That was the closest they got to being stranded, but they weren't. All right. If you undock a Dragon to have it automatically relocate, right, and something goes wrong with the automatic system, you're not going to take manual control of it remotely, even though you could do that, but that would be easier to do if you were on board. And it's a good way to just make sure that everything still works on the capsule too, right? But yeah, in case something goes wrong, you don't want that Dragon to not be able to redock and then have people up at the station that don't have a ride home now. That's the reason why they do that. Even when ships are there's a lot of operations where you basically have to get in the capsule during when they're doing stuff. I'm not sure if it's docking for like a vessel docking to the space station. But yeah, there are certain times, like even when you don't undock a ship, or dock and undock a ship, where you have to, like, you would take not refuge, but you'd get in the capsules just as a precautionary measure in case something really bad happens really quickly. Jeb forbid.
That's also why they have to suit up for these procedures too. So you'll see them in their full suits rather than the usual t-shirt environment, like on the station. So that way, if there is something that wrong and they need to go back, they're not having to worry about get their suits on. You've got that extra environmental protection of basically having your own life support system on you.
Bingo. It's the safety operations is basically denoted, like, if you want to understand like how ISS operations work and the procedures that they come up with, it's basically all about being preemptive. Don't put yourself in an Apollo 13 situation. Don't put yourself in any, like, take the precautionary measure. What are you gonna do? What are you doing? You're up there already, right? Take the precautionary measure and don't put yourself into a situation that sets you up for unforeseen failure modes, because unknown unknowns are a thing that happens. You don't know what you don't know. And I guess the plain English way of saying this is that stick with what you know. You already docked the thing to the station, so you did that with 4 people on board when you docked to the station initially. So if you're going to relocate, do the exact same thing again, right? With 4 people on board. Mimic the exact same thing. Go with what you know. That's what makes the most sense, right? And that is the safest way to go about doing things. That's why, like, when Starliner was up there and they were having problems with it, they introduced an unknown because they didn't realize the thrusters were overheating, right? So that unknown. Look at what happened. They ended up. It was supposed to be an 11-day mission, or they said it was at least an 11-day mission, right? And then they ended up keeping Starliner up there through the summer, right? Because they introduced an unknown, right? So they had to figure out what's the safest way to get our crew back, right? To bring the crew home, right? And the safest way was to go with what you know. Just rotate them into the next crew, because that doesn't change the amount of vehicles going to and from the ISS. It doesn't change your scheduling operations, right? This is the kind of stuff you got to think about. This is a space station, but it's also a loading dock, right? And it's also a restaurant. And it's also, I was going to say there's a toilet as well, right? Like, it's also a restaurant. Like, this is not just like, okay, you're up there, you're good. There's a lot of logistical operations here that you have to take into account. And you, anytime you're doing something out on the limb other than just people being on the station and it floating around, right? You're introducing more variables in there, and that could open up more failure modes. You don't want that. You want to keep it as simple as you possibly can. Problem is, spaceflight is complicated. So it's a fun balancing act between being like very common sense stuff and also cutting edge aerospace engineering at the same time. It's an interesting dichotomy.
Ooh, dichotomy, fancy words.
Yeah, you're using big words. I've been reading the dictionary. I like to break a mental sweat too.
Speaking of big words, you know what we haven't heard from yet? Jack. Jack, what are your thoughts on this?
Is he alive? Oh yeah, everything is good. I really like the part where it boosted the space station. Geez, I'm Jack.
Words of brilliance. I mean, Jack is on point today. My goodness.
It totally wasn't EJ's idea to leave him frozen on the screen so he could do voices. That's totally by accident, I swear.
Yeah, it's totally that he doesn't have power right now or anything, and so he's still frozen. Totally not that.
Geez, look at the full flow stage combustion cycle shirt. That's cool.
I gotta say, Elstar's gonna have a lot of GIF options from all of Jack's facial expressions.
Morty Jack is hilarious. I don't know. It's just how I picture Jack's voice inside my head, B.
I'm Pickle Jack. Anyway,
I always wondered how.
Let me thank some people here, because there's been a lot of generous support already for Jack's brilliance. James, thank you for becoming a Red Team member. Wilbo Baggins saying, ready here. We got the go from Mighty Don. Matt Gosselar gifting 50 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much for the generous support. Of course, if you get any gifted memberships, please make sure you thank them. Let's see. Phil is online. Thank you, Wilbo. Also then gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Your support has been phenomenal today. Thank you. Musical Wills saying, use bacon to run the internet for Jack. I don't think it would last because it would all be eaten.
Yeah.
Musical Wolves also asking, would Dragon now be a preferred choice to boost the ISS? I guess it's kind of just having that option more than anything.
Exactly. It goes back to what I was just saying. You know, you don't want to enter like an emergency scenario where you have to boost the thing and be like, oh, we could use Dragon. No, you've tested this and now you know you can do it. So now NASA has a procedure to do this. So in case something goes weird with another vehicle trying to boost the station, they have more options here.
Exactly. More options, more better.
Agreed.
Scott Harrod, thank you for gifting a Red Team membership. Wilbo Baggins with the 50-pound super chat. Just saying hello. Just hello was all.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Eric Fraser telling Wilbo to go to bed. Wilbo calling us all as space chums.
Yeah.
Mighty Don also calling us space chums. Musical Wolves, we talked about the amount that they boost the ISS up normally. Wilbo Baggins then gifting 50 Red Team memberships. Wilbo, go to sleep, apparently.
No, don't do that. Watch Flame Trench.
Are you ready, Kevin? We had 5 gifted Red Team memberships from Ninja Decimator. I love that. The hype train is there. All aboard! Ethereal Swordsman, don't mind me, suddenly kind of sick today, don't know why, not pleasant, but have fun. I'll be around as best as I can, no promises. Hope you feel better. John James gifting a Red Team membership. Mark becoming a Red Team member. Echo deal. Flip. Rollover. Good station. Musical Wolves, ISS Flip and Burn? Yes, please. Space Pope. Space Pope. With the $50 super chat saying, bless this trench. And Austin at tips.nasaspaceflight.com coming in with the tip saying, hi, pickle Captain Jack in a kilt and a kayak. Also hype for Starship launch date. Best part is, Jack can't argue about it. I agree.
Geez. I think, guys, I think I'm going to be a vegetarian now. I don't know if I like bacon anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, geez. Geez. Look at this banana behind me. It's great.
Well, before we head over to Starbase, we're going to make a stop off at the Kennedy Space Center first. Again, hey, Jack can't argue. It's great. And if anyone named Jack appears in chat, they're lying. Anyone named Jack Byer in chat is absolutely slanderous. They're mocking Jack, pretending to be him.
I told you guys we found a way to clone Jack. You see, he's talking in the chat over there, but also he's on Flame Trench. How can he do two things at once? We found a way to clone him. Don't tell him though.
It's a good thing he's not listening. Anyway.
Yeah. Sleep.
All
right. Anyway,
I know we're psyched for Starship, and there was rumors that potentially that SpaceX could take one of the empty high bays inside the vehicle assembly building to start building Starship. EJ, you ready to crush some dreams?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you were so excited to hear this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my theory's in the toilet. I had a theory that it was just a fan theory, and it's mostly out of me wanting to see the VAB actually, get used, which it is, to be fair. But it appears that SpaceX and NASA were in negotiations to potentially have SpaceX use High Bay 1 in the VAB for operations, but those negotiations seem to have stalled and talks are breaking down, and yeah, NASA decided to pull the plug on the thing. So yeah, that sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you, my whole theory was kind of just that I want to see a Starship rollout of the VAB next to SLS. I think that would be cool, but yep, probably not happening now. However, if you look at the last paragraph of this, there is some telling stuff here. NASA is currently planning to use High Bay 1 in support of the Artemis operations, given the capability to support a versatile array of operations, including assembly, integration, and testing of launch vehicles and spacecraft. So that pretty much heavily implies that High Bay 1 will be used for SLS in the future, which is great. Now, the VAB has four high bays in it. Meaning you could fit 4 mobile launchers inside of it. It has 2 doors that are facing towards the ocean and 2 doors that are facing away from the ocean. That's why if you look at it on Google Earth, the crawlerway does a loop around the VAB. The idea was that you could build like multiple stacks of Saturn V's all at once, for going to the moon on a routine basis.
They did use 3 of them at once, though. So
yeah, all of them were used. High Bay 4, I think it was High Bay 4 was the only one that was never used to make a stack. Now, what are they doing with these high bays nowadays? So High Bay 3 is the one that you saw Artemis 1 roll out of. That high bay is designed to tool up an SLS Block 1 with Mobile Launcher 1, right? High Bay 4, which is the one that's behind High Bay 3, is they use that for staging and SRB parts. The SRBs do come in. If you look at this picture that I have over here, there's a gray building that's in front of the Launch Control Center on the right side of the screen. It's in the background to the left of that crane, but in front of the triangular Launch Control Center. That is a building where they bring in the SRB segments via train, and then from there, they roll them into High Bay 4, which is the high bay that would be diagonally opposite high bay 1 here. High bay 1 is the one with the meatball on it. And that meatball is gigantic, by the way. They stage SRB parts in there. So high bay 3 is used to build the SLS stack. High bay 4 is used to stage SRB parts. During the shuttle, high bay 4 was used to basically stockpile external tanks. They stored them in the walls, believe it or not. Yeah, no, I'm not making that up. And then high bay 2, which is the one that you see on the left side of the screen with the American flag on it, high bay 2 was used during the Apollo program to build Saturn V stacks. And then during the shuttle program, it was used to kind of stage orbiters pre-stacking. For the SLS program, they're using that to actually assemble the core stage. The core stage hydrogen tank, interstage, LOX tank, forward skirt, and engine section are manufactured at Michoud, but the engine section, or MPS, is actually shipped to the Cape, and they finish assembly of the MPS at Kennedy Space Center. And then when in the Space Station Processing Facility, which is a little ways down the road from this picture, and then when the MPS is finished, Michoud puts the rest of the stack together, and they ship the stack with no engine section, and the plan is to put it together in high bay 2. Right? So that leaves, you have high bay 2, which is used to assemble the core stage, right, vertically. Then you have high bay 4, which is used to stage SRBs. You have high bay 3, which is used to build stacks. And high bay 1 was kind of I don't know. Well, now that kind of gives some hints as to what NASA's going to do with it. They're probably going to, if I had to guess, big guess, might be hitting the copium more. Who knows? My guess is that, sorry.
That is
my guess
such
is that
a Twitch comment.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I've been doing it for a while, man. My guess is that they're going to retool it for Block 1B or maybe even Block 2 for ML2 at the same time. So you don't want any downtime with this. As the Artemis program ramps up, and hopefully we see it ramp even more. As it ramps up, there's only enough parts to build 2 more SLS Block 1s because of the upper stage, because of the ICPS, which is Delta 4 derived, and the Delta 4 assembly line waved bye-bye a long time ago. You don't want to have a lot of downtime. So if you start retooling High Bay 1 for Block 1B and Mobile Launcher 2, which should be, you can't really see it. If we could move the camera here just a little bit to the right, you can see the cranes behind the Launch Control Center. They're building it over there. If you retool High Bay 1 for that, what's that?
They built the chair.
Yeah, they did.
That's what they call it. The first actual kind of like segmented part of it. Bechtel, which we all love here, posted a video of them getting that part of the assembly done, which was totally on time and totally within budget.
Yeah, my Twitch is EJ_SA, guys, just in case anybody's wondering. So if you retool High Bay 1 for Mobile Launcher 2 and for Block 1B, you're going to have less downtime between Artemis 3 and Artemis 4. But who knows how long that's going to take. That's the idea, that you'd have less downtime. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen.
But here's the other thing that comes along with this. The fact that they're not going to use High Bay 1 for it anymore is that in order to have Starship launching from the Cape, there are basically 2 options left for SpaceX. One is they take full vehicles, put them horizontal, and barge them over. They could, in theory, launch a ship and catch it there. Booster, no. They'd have to ship a booster over. Or it's going to be 3 or 4 years until they get a factory and a bunch of bays up and running. Basically.
Yeah. They're going to build... Yeah, we know that the Roberts Road expansion is nuts. It's 47... What is it, 47 hectares or something? It's something ridiculous.
43 acres. Right? Phase 1 is 43 acres.
Yeah, okay. So that's a lot, but it's a parking lot, They're definitely going to ship. They're definitely going to ship stuff. Unless SpaceX is ramping up like crazy, but there's also that whole Starbase thing. Does that not count?
Aren't they ramping up like crazy though?
Well,
yes.
They kind of hit a wall. They've hit a wall in booster production, but we can talk about that another time or something. But yeah, or at least they're about to hit a wall in booster production. We'll go with that.
Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just make more boosters. Just add more boosters, right? Learned this a long time ago.
More boosters.
More boosters.
And more struts.
More struts.
Yeah. If you look at this picture, the two cranes that are kind of behind the launch control center, which is that building with the funky staircase on the side that's triangular shaped, that's where, well, engineers are not really creative at coming up with names. The names are often very factual. It's the launch control center. That's that triangular shaped building. But yeah, you see that crane behind it. That's one of the staging cranes that they're using for assembling the chair. The chair is the bottom of the launch umbilical tower for the second mobile launcher. Now, actually, fellas, and Kevin might kill me for deviating. I know we're on a time crunch, dudes. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, ML2. Dangerous. Yeah, I know, dude. I was rubbing at least 3 brain cells together, making some. We're making some fire here. I was thinking about it, like, why is, ML2 is so ridiculously expensive? Why is it so expensive? Well, the weight's involved. The crawler weight can only take so much weight. And SLS Block 1B is really heavy. That'll be, by mass, the heaviest launch vehicle ever rolled out of the VAB by a long shot. Because 5-segment solid rocket boosters, right? So you're going to have to design a mobile launcher that needs to be strong enough to hold up the 8 million pound rocket, right? But also has to be light enough to be able to be transported by the crawler transporter, which has an upward carrying capacity like 15 million pounds, right? So you're actually trying to build the pad in a very slim margin there. I know people are going to say, what do you mean? 8 million, 8 million pounds can't make a launch pad smaller than that. Dude, it's the whole launch pad. And it needs to be able to hold up the 8 million pound booster, right? So, I mean, that's kind of an issue when you think about it, because you're trying to build the biggest and heaviest rocket, but you can't build the biggest and heaviest launch pad, because if you do, it'll just fall into the swamp. Said you couldn't build a mobile launcher in a swamp, but I did it anyway. Fell into a swamp.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah. But yes, Bechtel now threatening NASA with the comfy chair. Well, all right. Yep. No one expects the Monty Python reference.
Yeah. One day, son, this will be all yours. What the curtain? No, not the curtains.
Anyway, want to thank some more people here. Let's move on before this gets too silly.
Yeah. Well, I'm here, so I mean.
And so am I. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Bork Lapork, I love the name. Thank you for upgrading to a Red Team member. Ben Creasy, I'm back. We'll take your question in a bit because that is kind of Starship related. Wilbo Baggins gifting another membership. Thank you very much for that. And of course, Ninja Decimator. There we go with the super chat saying Quiet Jack equals kilt in a canoe confirmed. Jack, can we confirm with your silence that you definitely want to wear a kilt in a canoe?
Oh, geez, yeah, I'd really love to do that. Yeah, let's do it right now.
Cool. There we go. It's settled. Thank you, Ninja Decimator. And Mighty Don Don, thank you for gifting 10 Red Team memberships. So, when it comes to Starship, yes, there is a Flight 6 coming up, which is exciting for the future, but we do have to take just a second and look back at the past. And that was the mighty vertical stand down at McGregor. By the way, there is, while we're talking about it, that was the tent from the flyover for the hopeful Starship building here at the Kennedy Space Center. So just want to mention that real quick. If you haven't checked out the KSC flyover, it's very good. And I should say tripod stand. Sorry, got a little distracted seeing the video on screen there. But yeah, so Starship at the Cape potentially there rather than at the VAB. So
that's a shame.
The tripod. It had been there since the 90s. The original plan was for a totally different company to be using the McGregor testing site that SpaceX currently has. It was originally going to be Beale Aerospace, which they were going to be using to test their own engines. So they built a tripod, able to test those engines. Company kind of collapsed in around 2000, and so the land was just there. Finally, SpaceX comes along, says, "Hey, City of McGregor, we want it." And they said, "All right, pay up, here you go." So they took over and obviously built quite a lot around it, to the point where we have the crazy testing facility that we have today, which you can always see live 24/7 on McGregor Live. We've seen a couple of explosions on that test stand, a bunch of RUDs. There was the one day where we saw them try and fire it up like 30 times, all within matters of seconds of each other. It has seen some historic testing, and it is sad to say that it is officially going away. They have started dismantling the tripod as of this week. So, rest in peace, soldier.
Rip.
Have to pay respects.
Can we get some Fs in the chat for the tripod, please?
F's in the chat.
But, I mean, in terms of what this has done for Falcon and Starship, I mean, Ryan, can you kind of just break down the significance of that?
I mean, yeah, it helped SpaceX start off testing with Falcon, and then it became an incredibly important stand for Raptor as a whole. Helped get Raptor off the ground, and yeah, as you said before, they got to like 30. I think it was like 37 tests. It's like 37 in a single. I forget what the number was off the top of my head, but it's definitely
in a row.
What?
In a row?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In a single
Within
day.
a matter of a couple of minutes, they would start it, stop
like 20
it, start
minutes?
it, stop it.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty nuts. But, you know, as we all say, all good things must come to an end. And SpaceX is building a pair of new vertical test stands that'll have 2 bays apiece, where they can test Raptor in it. So they're testing, while they are losing a single test stand, they're going to gain more in the long run. So,
Yeah, that is the rapid firings there, by the way, EJ. Albeit slightly sped up, but yes.
That's pretty. Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive.
So, what did they actually test on the tripod? Did they ever do? Was it Merlins? Was it always Raptors version 1, version 2?
They tested. I'm trying to remember what Falcon stuff they did. Was it the original first stage test stand? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But I know it was original Raptors and Raptor 2s on the tripod test stand. So Falcon V1.0 and V1.1 is what they tested on that, and then switched over to Raptor, and that's how it ended its career with a decent Raptor 2 firing. So yeah.
There we go. And while we're talking about McGregor here, we do have a question related to it from Lords of Random, asking, are there any hints of there being more Raptor 3 engines being tested over there?
As far as I know, they're
not on the tripod.
No, they won't. Of course, they won't be on the tripod, but they're definitely testing Raptor 3 on the vertical test stands. And then we definitely saw recently in one of the McGregor flyovers that they did have a Raptor 3 on one of the horizontal test stands. So they're definitely increasing the cadence at which they're testing Raptor 3. We don't know if it's ready or not for a ship. We don't know if it's going on ship 33 or not. We're just going to have to wait and see for the Raptors to roll to Mega Bay 2 to see if there actually ends up on it. So
there you go. And you could see one of the older tests there, as you can tell by the old logo. But yeah, it did go originally as a first stage test stand, which you could see where they tested now there over on the left. So flawed perspective, I know you kind of went over it, but just asking what the replacement plans are for the tripod. Would something go in its place, or is it just build new ones?
As far as I know, I don't know of anything that's going in its exact place, because SpaceX is already building. They're already building more vertical stands, But we'll have to see if they decide to knock the whole thing down and put it in its place, or if the tripod stays there until they decide what to do it. I mean, for all we know, knowing SpaceX, they could just put like a club on top. I don't know, right?
I'm okay with this. Yeah, it's a good idea.
The tripod. What kind of drinks would they serve?
Uh-oh, here we go.
It's got to be like a martini, man, because, right?
I mean, I feel like they've got to come up with some kind of drink that's a play on Methalox.
Methalox Mule.
Ooh, okay. Or, yeah, Starbase Mule. Or McGregor Mule. Why not just McGregor Mule?
I don't know.
The Methalox Margarita, Jack says in the back channel. There we go. Margalox.
There you go. That's a good one.
What's happening?
We're getting to the important questions here,
happening.
EJ. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. I think we've waited long enough for the main event. The top of the show that everyone's looking forward to. No, I'm not going to be talking about Starliner. No, it is time for Flight 6 coming up as we see the farewell there to the tripod and we say, hello, Flight 6. We have that coming up now on the 18th. Ryan, fill us in on what's going on with Starship.
So, SpaceX is planning no earlier than the 18th of November to fly Flight 6, which will include Ship 31 and Booster 13. Basically, there's four days worth of rollout closures set up. Based off of what we've seen with some SPMTs in the ring yard, it's possible Ship might be rolled first, and then Booster after that. But we'll have to wait and see what we do, how what setup they go with. One way or the other, they'll have them both rolled out within the next couple of days. Sometime, sometimes early next week, and then after that, they're not going to have that much time. My guess is they're going to roll them, install FTS, stack it. If they have enough time, do maybe a partial prop test just to verify the systems, and then launch without destacking again. I think that's going to be their plan, because if they really want to go on the 18th and they're finally get them both out there by the 13th, they're not going to have a lot of days to prep, stack, and go. So we could be seeing this really, really fast cadence from rollout to launch, which, I mean, we all want to see. We want to see that rollout just go. And it's so cool that we only have like a month since the last one. It's nice.
Crazy. Dude, Ryan, I'm watching this. I'm watching the footage that's behind you. Man, did that happen? Have we actually seen this thing launch 5 times and about to launch like a 6th time? Is that a thing? Is this what's going on
behind
here?
me there? What from there?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I can remember everything's backwards. Yeah, the ship.
Oh, you got it.
Ship engines right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
So what's so cool is if you really watch that, you can see the engines go from their put out, and then as it goes up, it's so cool. And right after hot staging. So this launch, we're expecting them to basically do the same kind of trajectory, maybe a little bit steeper angle on reentry. They are going to do an in-space burn, which will most likely be pro-grade. So they'll hit the atmosphere a little bit sooner because they're going to gain a little bit more speed. They're going to test some stuff with Ship 31's heat shield. So basically, actually, EJ, Kevin, you want to switch to EJ, you want to grab your Starship, because we can actually show it's missing heat shield stuff, even. Yeah, because we can only see some of the stuff in the pictures, but basically, as you can see on EJ's Starship, you got the forward and aft flaps, basically, and between those two, there's a strip of heat shielding that's taken off. It's about 8 columns or so, 8 columns of heat shield tiles that are taken off, probably on both sides. We know definitely on one side. And SpaceX is going to try to see how the heating works on this part of the Starship, for catching purposes, because catch hardware is going to have to go there. And one question we've always had is, well, with the way they currently catch, won't that strip off a lot of tiles? Maybe they won't need the heat shield there. I can't wait to see how the ship handles.
Didn't they have aluminum tiles or aluminum? Excuse me. They had aluminum tiles down the side on Flight 5, Ryan. That they were basically looking at them with the camera on the aft flap right here, looking at the tiles, right? Or was it on the forward flap
It was
looking
the
back?
forward
I think it's
flap
forward
camera that was looking on. It was a couple of aluminum tiles. The aluminum was basically on top of the original tile. So they did that to basically see how the heating would go on the aluminum during reentry. So yeah, maybe they got the data that said, well, maybe we don't need all these tiles there. Now,
bingo.
One thing on Block 2, which will be Flight 7, they already have like four columns taken off on Block 2. This time it's another like 4 or 5 columns taken off. So they're trying to really see if they can take a lot of this heat shield off. When you think about it, taking off all the pins, the felt, and the tiles, you're probably saving like half a ton worth of mass. Maybe. Who knows? With how many you're taking off. So, you take off 500 kilograms worth of mass. I mean, that's not nothing. That's more than Electron can put into low Earth orbit, as far as I remember. Which is kind of nuts to think about.
Mass fractions do be like that.
But how much does a banana weigh?
Yeah.
7 hundredths of a mile.
How much does it weigh? Yeah.
But yes, we always joke about the banana for scale. You have a banana for scale, and
being held by a banana.
That is the banana from the peanut butter jelly time reference. Oh my gosh, EJ with the banana. First, your Vanna White impression was amazing. Now, I don't know what you're doing, but I still love it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a banana for scale. What do you think I'm doing?
That's why I should have asked you to whip out the banana, not the Starship model. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. This is fun. All right.
Oh, God. Okay. Not like that, EJ.
Banana White. Oh, there you go, Jack. Jack in the background. Banana White, not Vanna White.
Pun token awarded.
Yeah. Banana White. Just call me Banana White. That's fine.
We're still waiting for Booster 13 to roll out, which should have just gotten a talk stage ring today. They rolled it in the Mega Bay 1, and its stand came out, meaning it was at least in the air, so it's probably already installed. And then on top of that, we're expecting some upgrades to the chines, because I don't think they want one of those chines to blow out again. I don't think they want that.
Probably not.
I heard this from a guy who heard this from a guy that they might be increasing the spot weld robustness on the chines.
Really? I wonder where you heard that from.
I know people.
Okay, yeah,
he's got a guy.
Know people.
I heard it from the 19th rated Diablo player in the world of all time.
Good grief!
Oh my God!
Hey,
he didn't actually say it.
What did I say that? Well, so.
I mean,
is this a Linus banana? Yes, it is.
True.
It is a Linus banana.
Hey, that's Booster 13 static fire, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up hopefully soon.
We have another Starship launch already. 4 launches this year is what they're going to get at. They're not going for a 5th. I'm sorry, Flight 7 is not happening in here. I hate to burst your bubble. It's not happening this year. 33 doesn't even have its engines yet. So,
but it could.
No, it can't. It's not ready. It won't happen this year. Not only that, we expect Flight 7 to go to orbit, which means they would have to change their trajectory, which means they're going to change their splashdown location. The regulatory funness of that is going to take a bit, just to say the least.
Mr. Cynical is back. Hey, have you seen Ryan around?
I'm always cynical. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Okay,
Along those
that's
lines,
fair.
I do want to ask a question that Harper Dashy asked. They're saying Ship 33 certain to fly in Flight 7, right? So
Yes.
Ship 33 is a Block 2 ship, but we've not seen any Block 2 boosters. So will Ship 33 be launched from a Block 1 booster?
Yes, it's going to be launched on Booster 14, unless they
Yes.
they're not going to reuse one. It'll be on Booster 14, which should be getting its engines after cryoing. They're gonna cryoing beginning of October, so it'll be getting its engines right now in Mega Bay 1. And then that'll have to static fire. Ship 33 needs to get its engines in it. It's got a static fire, and then whatever post static fire stuff they need to do to those vehicles, and then get it ready for launch. In the past, it has usually taken about a year to get a ship ready to fly, usually. But let's hope that SpaceX has refined that, and maybe Flight 7 end of February, early April, maybe around that time. Hope.
Wait, what happened to March?
In between there.
Because 7, 8, 9.
Because
no.
between end of February
No.
and to the beginning of April, March is in there, Sawyer. I just didn't say it, but it's in there.
I just thought you totally skipped over March, like either end of February or April. March is out of the question. No.
No, it's leap year.
They cannot launch
March.
in March. They can't launch in March. Sorry, they can't do that. They can't. But yeah, so it's going to be fun. I can't wait for this flight. The last flight of a Block 1 ship. So like in memorandum, the lovely things that all the Block 1 ships, all that they did for us, they did for the program, and now you're moving on. You'll eventually be moving on to a more operational like ship in Block 2. So because Block 2 is going to carry them for the next several years until Block 3, and I think Block 3 is only going to be tanker ships, to be honest with you. So
then when do we see booster version 2?
Well, I hope they start building it soon, because usually it takes them about the one thing that's been pretty constant is it does take them about a year to get a Block 1 booster ready for flight. And unless they've massively refined that with Block 2 booster, they need to get it going like sooner rather than later. They're almost done with the Booster 16 LOX tank. We'll have to wait and see if Booster 17 is a Block 2 or they skip it, or what first Block 2 booster is, but I'm hoping they start it soon. But if they catch... Ooh, we got SPMT movement here. They're going into high bay, I think.
Ooh.
Which means they're getting ready for Ship 31 movement then. That's fun. Anywho.
Bananas on the move.
Nice.
So, one thing you pointed out that I still don't totally understand exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that they're going to be doing the on-orbit single-engine light. Why prograde? Why not retrograde?
It doesn't really matter which way you do it. An in-space relight is an in-space relight. When you're already on a suborbital trajectory, it doesn't matter that much. And if you're only going to burn only for a little bit, it's not going to really matter whether it's prograde or retrograde, to be honest. Because the reason, if they were to go retro, so they're already on a prograde orientation as they're in their coast phase going into the atmosphere. If they want to do retrograde, they have to use the RCS and flip the vehicle around. So to avoid doing that, they just burn it prograde. Maybe they don't want to try flipping the vehicle around and lose control of the vehicle, and then it doesn't re-enter on the heat shield side, and yeah, maybe they don't want to do that.
Okay, Ryan, here, I got something. Check this out. Check this out. We know that on Flight 6, they said that they're going to re-enter at a higher angle of attack, so to speak, right? Right? That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
So think about this.
Mm-hmm.
This would be Starship 0 angle of attack, right? Starship is 90 degrees to your windward velocity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how Starship re-enters. It is a belly flop through and through, right? It's not like this. It's like this, right? the entire time
Yeah,
to take advantage of the
I
cylindric
don't
shape.
remember.
Right?
I don't know the
So,
exact angle, but it's pretty close to that. Yeah.
right. So if they were entering at a higher angle of attack, that means it would be like this, right? Right. And since you're getting some
Theory.
type of decelerative force from the vehicle, and I'm just throwing this out there. You tell me if it's wrong. You're getting some kind of decelerative force that'll settle your propellants. Fire the engine when you're coming through like this, right?
There's a slight problem with coming in like that, and that's the fact that your engines are pointed into your atmosphere, and you don't really want that.
Flight 3 did it. It's fine.
What's the worst that
3
could
did it.
happen?
What?
Right?
But my guess is they're. I don't think they're 90. I don't remember what their angle attack. My guess it's like 70, and they're probably are a little bit lower, and they're going to punch it up to probably 75, 80, just to go a little bit higher.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, just in case anybody's wondering, the reason why, like, we don't know exactly what the angle of attack is for entry. We know it's somewhere high. It's certainly not going through like this.
Mm-mm.
But the reason why you'd want to go through like this is because if you look at Starship from the front, right, it's a cylinder, right? You look at it from the front, right, you get a cylindric shape. If your reentry heating is coming at you, if it's coming at you 90 degrees, right, like this, and you have this cylinder shape, that keeps what's called a hypersonic bow shock far away from the vehicle. Basically, with this type of shape, you're basically getting a full curve. It's not like a flat heat shield, right? And the name of the game with shapes of like reentry vehicles is to try and keep the plasma away from you. That's why, like, the space shuttle's nose is very blunt, right? And a capsule's heat shield is a very blunt shape, right? That's the easiest way to keep it away. Keep that plasma, the bow shock from the plasma away from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Starship is coming down, we know it's high angle of attack coming in because you're getting a cylindric shape coming towards the plasma, and that's going to keep the plasma out and away, which also kind of makes sense when you think about the tiles that they took off, right? If you're coming in at a higher angle of attack, right, it's going to shoot the plasma out to the sides a lot more. Once again, the reason why is because the air gets compressed up against the tiles. And when it gets compressed, like, it kind of gets, you have a stagnation area between where your plasma is actually forming, right? You have like kind of an aerodynamic dead area between where the plasma is forming in the vehicle, right? And the further you can, the more you can maximize that dead area, the further the plasma, which is giving off a lot of heat. Spoiler alert, plasma is kind of hot. The further you can keep that shock away, yeah, right? Yeah, I know, right? The further you can keep that shock away from the vehicle, the better. So a higher angle of attack might actually favor that lesser tile design because you're keeping your shocks away.
So
from the vehicle.
There's a thing to that update. That higher angle of attack is in the final phases of descent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe not that
at the initial peak heating part of it,
but it could be.
I mean, they may do that later down the line, but not for this mission. So,
by the way, plasma is hot. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know. I'll be here all night.
Yeah.
You'll be here all night too.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Kevin.
That was good.
Kevin Michael Reed, everybody. But yeah, that's the part you were referencing, I believe, there.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I'd talk about it real quick because I know people are wondering, like, wait, you're taking tiles off? Like, isn't that a bad thing? I mean, with Starship, because of that shape, because you're getting a cylindric shape that's perpendicular to flow, right? That's actually not bad. That kind of is a spherical shape going towards the reentry heating, which is the best way to keep the shock away. And if you come in at a higher angle of attack, you can effectively shoot the plasma out to the sides, right? The other thing is that you can take tiles off because Starship is stainless steel. It can tank a ton of heat. Stainless can absorb way more heat before aluminum can hits critical mass and melts.
Aluminum.
I'm just here to piss everybody off.
I'm just gonna.
This is a good way to make everyone unhappy.
Yep, I got the buzzer.
But there's another really, really cool part of this launch. They're targeting 4 p.m., not 7 in the morning. So we get a late afternoon launch, and if Ship 31 survives, we get a daytime ship flip and burn landing in the middle of the ocean. If they nail the target, that is.
And sleep. And sleep.
And sleep.
Oh yeah, the great views too.
Yeah. It's so nice that we get it. And then, of course, going forward, if they really start wanting to go to orbit right away, of course, they're going to be picking times at which to go into that specific orbit inclination. So you're going to start to get weird times. So who's ready for 3 a.m. Starship launches for Starlink? Who's ready for it? I know Jay and Kevin are totally ready for it.
Hey,
I know they're ready.
Late night Starlinks do be hitting different.
I guess Kevin's not ready for it.
They do be hitting different, especially at night, especially with Starship. It won't be your ordinary Starlink.
Kevin hasn't made his voice heard on this one that often. I'm surprised. He's just using buzzers on us this time around.
It's because I'm keeping it busy. I'm keeping him busy going off on tangents, and he has to look for all the source material.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, we've got the NOTAMs for the U.S. side and the Mexican airspace. We still have to get the NOTMARs out. We have to get the Marine Safety Information Bulletins out. It's got to show up in the FAA Ops plan. There's a couple other things that got to show up, but we don't have to wait for a launch license. They already have the launch license for this flight. And, well, when the pad's ready, when the vehicles are ready, SpaceX can just go with just that one little bit of approval from the FAA. So it's kind of weird. We don't have to wait on a license. It's weird, isn't it? So is it weird?
No complaints.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's weird. It feels weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I actually have to keep reminding myself because, when I'm over on my end on the Twitch stream, people are always asking me, like, all right, when's Flight 6? And I'm like, yeah, we have the, in the past, we got to be like, okay, we got the NOTAMs, right? So, yeah, that's the first step in the process all the way to the license. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already got that. So keep reminding myself. I don't hate it.
Got a license. Yes, they caught a license.
And a booster.
And a booster.
They caught a booster,
They might catch
too?
another booster again. We'll see if they catch 13. Maybe they don't catch 13. Maybe it slams into the wetlands. But luckily for them, they've got a lot of time until Flight 7 because they're going to need a whole new license for that. So, I mean, if they have a mishap report from this one, which, by the way, if they were to lose Ship 31 during peak heating, I'm pretty sure they don't need a mishap on that. I think they have that exception. I have to look at that up again, but I'm pretty sure they can lose the ship without having too much issues. So,
good old Section 415. You gotta love it. Or 450, whichever one it is now.
Part
for the new
450.
licenses.
Yeah, they're under Part 450. There's a bunch of rockets like Falcon 9 and whatnot that are under 415, the old licenses, but they'll all have to change in 17 months. So they'll expire in March of 2026, I think it is, and they got to switch over to Part 450 if I remember correctly. So, yeah.
Hey Sawyer, you know what's unfortunate?
That Jack can't comment on this?
Well, besides that,
what?
But we won't be able to have our countdown to launch for getting a license.
That is true. Although the first countdown to launch can be, we have a license.
But there you go.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. People will have to tune into it to find out what it ends up being titled. When do those start?
They start on Monday, Sawyer.
Ooh.
Every single day next week. Except for Flame Trench Day on Friday because we have the Flame Trench. But every single day until launch.
Ooh.
I'm just going to say it since you're playing the footage, Kevin. The slow-mo shots of the shockwave hitting the clouds on the ground from the cryo is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like,
dude, not only that, but the pressure wave is carrying so much heat it immediately evaporates any gawks just sitting on the ground. It's absolutely insane that the pressure wave just is so coherent all the way down to the ground, like so that cool. You can actually visibly see it. It's pretty wild.
I can't wait to see it again. I hope we get clear skies. I don't know. Some of the really far ahead forecast shows it may be a little bit cloudy, but fingers crossed it's not. So
That's 10 days out.
Yeah, that's why I said the really far ahead forecast, because it's 10 days out. Oh, we're only 10 days? Man.
Only 10 days?
Only 10 days.
So if you guys are wondering what's behind me, it's that shot right there.
By the way,
the ship in the water.
Splashy booster.
Make sure you don't miss our countdown to launches. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when we go live for it. And here on YouTube, subscribing is free. I need like Jack's camera where it does the random thumbs up or the smiley face thing when you do that. I just have a boring regular camera. All right. So Booster 13, while we're talking about that now. El Hulto here, coming up with this that says, I'll do the meme. I just don't have a table in front of me. Booster 13 will be reused. Change my mind.
No. I don't want to.
No. I don't think it will be.
I can see why, though, but what do you... All right, EJ, your thoughts first, then Ryan, and then I'll give why I think that actually is kind of plausible.
I said I don't want to change your mind, dude. I think they'll do it. Look.
Go ahead.
Getting reuse and turnaround times. I got the shakes. Anyway, getting your turnaround time is huge, guys. It ain't no secret that SpaceX is kind of putting all their R&D into A, catching the booster, and B, reusing the boosters. Without reusing super heavies, even if you get them back, without reusing them, their whole lunar architecture kind of doesn't happen. You're not expending a super heavy, and you're not just going to have 16 to 20 super heavies that you use one time for the bunch of refueling missions that you need to refuel HLS to get it out to the moon, right? You're not doing that. They got to work on reuse sooner rather than later. So I Sawyer, I'm kind of with you on that one. I think that, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, I'll say. Ryan, what do you think?
I say no, because it's too soon after Booster 12. I'm trying to remember, Alex maybe in the back channel could say it, but the difference in time between the first Falcon landing and the first one getting reused, I'll just say this. Booster 13 was already built, completed, and had engines once Booster 12 landed. So if there's anything major that needs to be done to the booster to make it a little bit more reusable, which I know Starship was built more reusable to begin with than Falcon 9 was, but that's besides the point. I don't think there's enough time for them to do any modifications to Booster 13 to make it more reusable or to fix any of the issues on it. And with the engine warping issue, yeah, sure, but they'd probably have to swap out all the engines or something along those lines. I think the first one they reuse is maybe Booster 15, but you're going to get into a point, and here's the other problem here. You're going to get to the point where you don't have enough transport stands, you don't have enough work stands, you don't have enough spots in Mega Bay 1, and you can't keep storing these boosters. And you want to get to building Block 2 booster really quickly. So I'm just going to probably say it. I think like the last 3 or 4 Block 1 boosters are going to get dunked into the Gulf. Yeah, they want to get more catch data, but at that point, you just need to fly Block 2 and get your catch data off that. Because you can't just keep these things around. Like I fully expect Booster 12 to be scrapped in the next 6 months. Unless they make a specific stand for it, they're going to scrap it. They just don't have the room to keep these around. They don't have the stands. They just don't have the space. They need Booster 12's transport stand in like 6 to 7 months. So either they build a new stand for it or bye-bye Booster 12. Yeah. That's why I don't think they're going to start reusing them. I think they're going to start expending them. I don't really think a full-on reuse is coming till Block 2.
You think them not having enough stands is the reason they wouldn't reuse a booster? Why don't they? Why
part of that?
Why not just make more stands?
Yeah, those stands take like a year to build, or at least they have taken about that long to build. But the other part of that is, I don't think Block 1 booster's ready for reuse. I don't think it is. There's issues like, I mean, you have single point failure valves on your Block 1 boosters. That's not really great for reuse, to say the least. There's a few things there. I just don't think they're going to do it. They don't need to. Yes, they need to get to reuse, but they don't need to reuse Block 1 boosters. They don't need to.
A doorknob is single fault redundant. Does that mean it's a bad design?
A doorknob doesn't launch a starship into orbit, EJ.
It could, though.
How do you know?
I mean, dude, there's plenty of single fault redundant stuff on spacecraft, you know, and aircraft too, you know. I mean, that's not a game. That's not like a. It's not going to take the wind out of your sails, though. You know, like I don't know.
They might reuse some Block 1 boosters. They might. But I don't think it's going to be many. They may use one once and maybe another one once, but after that, I don't think they're going to reuse it any more than that, to be honest with you.
But if SpaceX continues with what they've done in the past, if you remember B-1021, the first one to land, or the second one to land, excuse me, was then flown again. This would be the second one to be caught. Wouldn't they fly it again?
If they went, I mean, they could. I don't know. The thing is, of course, I don't know what state Booster 12 was in. I'm kind of surprised they finished inspecting it as quickly as they did. But it's like, I think they could reuse. They might reuse it the whole thing is if they want extra flights, like extra flights without expending the boosters, then sure, go ahead and reuse Block 1. But if you don't think you need that, and your ship production isn't up to par to keep up with that, then don't reuse them. The other problem is you need ships to launch on those reused boosters. And on that, they have 33, which is cryoed. 34 needs its engine section. 35 is just about to get its tiles on its nose cone, or is getting them right now. 36's nose cone is done with the header tanks. They aren't getting. It's about to get to the pins, the pin section in the nose cone hull. And Jack just recently spotted the header tank for ship 37. So that's where they're at right now in ship production. Ship 34 has got booster 15, which is just getting its CO2 tanks. Literally, one was just lifted today for it. Booster 16 for ship 35 isn't even built yet. Like just to say, Flight 9 doesn't even have a completed vehicle yet. Like, Flight 9 doesn't have a completed vehicle yet, and of course Flight 10 doesn't. So you want them to fly a lot next year. They don't have the... I mean, I've constantly said this before. They still need to ramp up their production. I'm waiting to see it. We'll wait. But the other
You're
problem...
never going to, because it's inside of a factory.
With catching boosters and reusing them and bringing them back is you get less and less room to make more boosters because they don't have the space to put them. And they need space to build more boosters, especially getting to Block 2. Yeah. So there's a whole... I don't think they're going to reuse them right away. I don't think.
See, Kevin disagrees. That's why you got it.
Okay. This is just me. I don't think they're going to reuse maybe once, but that's about it.
Oh, well, we got it maybe once. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Boom.
Maybe once.
To pick
Maybe
up
they
cadence.
reuse one once, but you know.
Yeah.
There you go. I made EJ happy. Yeah, they need to build. They need to build like they need like 4 more mega bays. Like they really do so badly. They need so many more bays to build stuff in.
You know, it would make a good mega bay.
It's not going to happen though because it just
Zip it. No.
I will agree with you. It would have been so cool to see a ship or a booster roll out of the VAB. It would have been amazing, but it's not going to happen.
I know. For your facts here, Ryan, of things that will never happen. They'll never put Booster 12 back on the OLM.
There was a lot of people who didn't think they would put it right on the OLM right away. I wasn't the only one. Okay?
Right, but you were the one that was wrong.
Actually, no. I never said they wouldn't put it right back on the OLM. I said that they put it on a transport stand after, and they may put it back on to do some testing. But they put it on there right away. I didn't get it. I mean,
Here's
Did
the
I
snap,
ever-
and the kick is
have
up,
I
and
ever
it looks like the
used that?
goalposts have moved.
Have I ever said that I'm always right? Did I ever say that?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
You
No,
just
I
did.
haven't.
That's part of the
Yes.
thesis.
Kevin, I have never said that. I'm wrong about everything all the time. I'm never right. I'm just a person with opinions about Starship that are almost always wrong. We'll go with that.
Cool. So that
Yeah,
means that we're going to refly it. Awesome.
Sure, yeah. If you
Oh,
go with that,
jeez.
why not?
And by the way, also, I just want to point out EJ Das is roasting you in the back channel for your pronunciation of that specific element.
Aluminum?
Yeah. Das
Aluminum.
is savagely roasting EJ about it in the back channel. It's hysterical.
Das is roasting me about something? Oh, wow, that never happens.
No.
No, of course not. You two totally didn't start out together both streaming Kerbal on Twitch or anything. It totally didn't stem from that. No.
That never happens. This is a new thing for me. Oh.
Just for reference, DOS is making things out of aluminum right now. So he said people who are making things out of aluminum decide how to say it.
Smart man.
Speaking of things made of aluminum, hi. I heard you were talking about Falcon.
Is that a
What?
wild Alex joining just
Are
to
you made out of aluminum, Alex, or?
talk about what's going on?
Is Alex coming
Yes,
through?
I hope people are being able to hear me.
Can you guys hear
It
Alex?
takes a bit to catch up. There you go. Okay, so I heard people talking about reusability of Falcon 9.
Uh-huh.
I want to remind people
Jeez.
that they reused pre-Block 5 boosters only once, but that gave them an extra 13 launches. One of them was a Falcon Heavy launch. So, as Ryan was saying before, if they actually want to get, for example, just putting out there, if for whatever reason Block 2 of the booster gets delayed or it takes a little bit more time to get to, they could reuse these vehicles, the Block 1s, and launch them for a little bit longer, reusing them, again, if so far it looks like it might go up until booster 17, right? So that's 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 5 different boosters that they could in theory use and have another extra 5 flights. Take a look at that, right? Like,
Wait, am I agreeing with you about this?
If. That's only if they have the ships to go on top of them. So there's that. Because they're not catching and reusing a ship anytime soon. At least not within. I doubt within that time frame.
They're trying to get there.
Yeah, they're trying to get there, but I don't think they'll get there in that time frame. Maybe in a couple of launches, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's still ship 26.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna go. But
Should
I just want to remember that.
I think ship 26 is crazy dumb, and we should scrap it. Wow, Jack, that's very insightful.
Everyone's just
Thank you.
joining in randomly with their comments. Jack, what about you? What do you think, Jack?
Oh, geez, I think ship 26 sucks. Oh, geez.
There we
Where
go.
is he?
Yes, Jack. With great insights here, because we're off the rails at this point. Just say whatever.
I was thinking about this whole hockey thing.
I gotta intercede because I just read
we should just call it
in
that.
chat pointing out that Falcon 9 was already operational. And I'm like, I saw that comment, and I completely understand what they mean by already operational, but I will argue that precisely because Starship is more experimental, they can actually try just reuse boosters from the get-go, right? Like, why not? Falcon 9 had to fly payloads on board, and it took a while until those customers were comfortable to fly on a reused booster, right? Like, I remember it was around, even precisely like the day before Amos 6, when we got to know which mission that first reused booster was going to fly, SES-10. And it took months until we got to that point. This is a Starship. It's their own rocket with their own things on board. They don't really need, like, they can take that risk, that extra risk.
We'll
precisely because it's not operational. Anyways.
I guess the whole thing, as always, we'll wait and see with Starship. But to me, it's unless they launch to reuse a booster, they're going to need a ship to put on top of it, and they're going to need to make more ships to do that. So if they can up their production rate of ships and make it faster than boosters, then yeah, they could reuse that. Otherwise, you then take up a slot from a Block 1 booster that's not going to fly at all, and then you scrap that booster. So maybe that is the other thing they do, is maybe they scrap a Block 1 booster and not fly it, and rather refly one instead. Maybe they go with that route. I don't know. But the whole thing with this is we know they're about to make a generational leap with booster, with Block 2, like they've done with ships. So it's kind of one of those things is, well, you have this many Block 1s left. What's going to be used where? So,
Ryan, I got something. Think about let me rubber duck you here. What do you think about them reusing a booster but expending it on the reused flight?
They could do that too. Dunk it in the Gulf.
See that?
Yeah.
You get your reuse data, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also you free up the space that you're talking about.
On Falcon.
Right? Yeah, that's where I was going with that. Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, yeah,
All
they
right.
could do that. It's if they got a ship to put it on, and the whole thing is if the pairings of boosters and ships that they want to do, it really depends on what SpaceX's plans are. I don't know what their plans are. I'm only giving my own opinions on it, so
SpaceX is going with Plan A? Question.
Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan Z.
C.
I don't know. Who knows?
Question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plan Z, really?
I don't know.
Aluminum,
lives too
aluminium,
close to
Z
Canada.
versus Z.
He lives too close to Canada. It's
I
fine.
live too close to Canada.
Oh yeah, but
I was just in Canada for a couple days. Everything there is kilometers. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, they use a little bit of a different measuring system up there.
No, I won't. I'm just so happy to see Miles again.
I'm sorry.
But one thing we can all agree on, whether you miles, kilometers, aluminum, aluminium, what we can all agree on is that the merch at shop.nasaspaceflight.com is absolutely awesome. In particular, gotta love the mock diamonds that Starship creates. So if you love it as much as we do, why not show your love for it with the mock diamond collection? And it comes in the hoodie version there as well, which is perfect as we get into the colder weather. Speaking of colder weather, make sure you also get your holiday knitted sweaters. There are a group of grannies that are totally out there actually hand stitching everything, although it is actually really nicely knitted, actual knitted sweaters. Got some awesome designs this year. You got the Starbase one, which I don't know why for a second I thought that said ITAR base. My brain, I guess, is regulatory right now. The awesome Polaris Dawn EVA one. That shot is so awesome. I absolutely love that one. And again, make sure you order very, very soon so that you get it in time for the Christmas/holiday season. You don't want to miss out on it. So that is all now at shop.nasaspaceflight.com. How was that? Pretty
good March plug.
That was pretty smooth.
No, you did good.
That was pretty good.
It was great.
Yeah. That SPMT, by the way, has gone in and under ship 31. So there's a chance that they move the other one in and they slightly have ship 31 peak out. I mean, there's a slight chance that they roll them both under and they just kind of put ship 31 in the ring yard waiting for the closure to start. So, yeah.
Ooh. We shall see. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, you can always keep up to date with everything happening on Starbase Live 24/7.
Awesome. Looking at that, that nice TRD Tacoma just sitting right there in the foreground of that last shot. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool taco there. Just saying. What? Sorry, I'm not looking at the cars, I swear.
I mean the trucks? Yeah.
Yeah.
We already have a Boca Chica car counter. That's Adrian.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. We were talking about the road closures. There's an update to them today, right?
Yeah, so you got November 11th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. As it's looking right now, that's going to be ship 31, is what it's looking like. Then November 12th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's an alternate to the November 11th one. The SpaceX could also use the alternate to go with the other vehicle. And then they have 2 days for primaries, which is a little bit weird because they only have 2 vehicles to go, but it's SpaceX and it's their closures. They always get weird with them. You got 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. and then 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on the 13th. So that could be booster or it could be ship. I don't know, but it really looks like they're going to roll ship first with the fact that they're already putting SPMTs under it. And then, of course, there's another primary, which I guess is more of an alternate backup date to the 13th, but it's 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. on the 14th. So I would guess, based off what we're seeing, we did see them get the booster transport stand and the rocket garden ready. So, and it was yesterday or the day before. I would expect to see on the 11th them to roll Ship 31, which I'm actually kind of surprised they can put even a temporary road closure on that day. I didn't think they could even do a temporary one that day. That's kind of odd. Because it's a holiday, if I remember correctly.
Good point, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they're able to do that on that day. Anyways.
It has Jack very perplexed, too.
Yeah, that's an odd one. But yeah, maybe it's only the beach closures. I have to look at the PEA again. It's all laid out there. But anyways,
for the back channel, dude. Only beach closures aren't allowed.
And then Wednesday or so, possibly booster 13, and then install FTS, stack it, and launch.
Yeah, baby.
Real quick.
Send it.
Full send.
Just gonna send it. Just gonna send it, bud.
So close. I do want to go back to that question that Ben Creasy was asking earlier, while we're still kind of also talking about Falcon 9 and Starship. First off, I'm back. Also, is Falcon 9 a distinct vehicle separate from Dragon? Starship is to Dragon what Super Heavy is to Falcon 9? We just haven't seen it launch anything else yet because prototype.
Is that the same guy that asked this question last week?
Did he ask it last week too? It was a different question.
Falcon 9 a distinct vehicle?
I remember this.
We talked about different distinct vehicles.
The Dragon is a payload.
For
Falcon 9. It's
because it's not a second stage.
Exactly. The second stage is where the brains are on Falcon 9. Now, don't get me wrong. The first stage has brains too because it comes back down and lands. But when it's in full stack, the second stage is where the brains are. What's above the second stage is just payload.
Now I remember.
Just because it has its own propulsion, it doesn't mean that it is just like Starship. Pretty much everything that Falcon 9 launches has its own propulsion, including Starlink. And I bet you wouldn't say that Starlink is the same to Falcon 9 as a Starship it is to Dragon or whatever is the wording. I'm not very familiar with all of that stuff. But that's sort of the point, right? It's a payload. It's something that goes on top. It's just like if a Starship launched Starlinks, right? Like that example was probably a better one where, yeah, just because it has its own propulsion and it can maneuver in space, it doesn't mean that it's going to be, just like Starship. No, it's like whatever Starship carries on board because it's a rocket with a second stage that can be reused, and that's pretty much it. And it carries payloads.
Yeah.
That's a payload.
Get Alex,
like
nerd.
The payloads inside Shuttle had a lot of them had their own propulsion in there too. So it's like,
yeah,
same thing.
The upper stage ones, they had the PAMDs, they were called. And don't even think about making jokes about that, please.
What about? Well, it should have been Centaur G. Just saying.
I mean, yes, I agree.
Should have been Centaur G.
That would have Shuttle Centaur is going to be so awesome. Oh,
yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, put a Centaur inside a Starship.
I'm in. Do it. Put Vulcan's Centaur 5 in the Starship payload bay and send it.
I say you use Impulse Space's kick stage though, because then you have same fuel because Methalox, right?
I mean, all right.
What?
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I mean, you could do that. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get her done. Get her done, Haas.
Get her done.
I like this plan. I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's do it. Let's go.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Oh. We could still mention, more Pad B progress. I just remember that one too.
Yeah.
They've got two out of the 4 side sections on for Pad B's OLM for the second level. So yeah, they're making good progress with it. It's still going to be a while before it's operational because I think I even mentioned this on the Raptor side before. In order to get that pad operational, not only do they have to build that pad and then put it in there, they have to do the tiered environmental assessment, which they still need to redo the public hearing for, the public dates for, and then go through all the comment period and then do the final draft and then get it signed off. So Pad B at Starbase is going to be a bit, just to say. But anyways, they're making really good progress on that. I can't wait to see that thing roll out.
So then Jarrett's asking, when first launch from Pad B? What do you think?
Ooh.
March.
EJ?
I'll go October of next year.
March.
Well,
October of next year, dude.
Or maybe December. They don't have a booster that can go on the dang pad yet. Block 1, as of right now, doesn't look to be at all compatible with that pad. So I'm going to assume somewhere around, end of next year. Maybe.
Bro, they got a booster. March.
Or if it really takes them a while to build a Block 2 booster, 2026.
Wow.
Yeah. They have to build a Block 2 booster for it. Kevin in the back. Dude, I want to see them fly from that pad so badly, but they need a booster to fly out of it, and they don't have one yet.
You don't know that.
I mean,
Kevin,
we kind of do.
Kevin,
we don't. There isn't
I
a
think
version
you're
2
wrong,
yet,
Ryan.
right?
Okay, I mean, sure. Didn't I just state that I could be wrong? At least I stated it on air. I guess I'll state it again. I could be wrong. But I'm going based off build times of boosters and everything like that. And right now it takes them a year to go from stacking to launching a booster at the moment with the current timelines they've got. So they would, if they wanted to launch in November of next year, they would have to start building right now a Block 2 booster, and well, they haven't. So,
but this isn't any traditional space program, Ryan. I'm wondering if in your kind of analysis here, are you taking into account the fact that SpaceX is ramping? You got to remember that it's not just because it takes that long for them to make a booster now. I mean, they have the whole Star Factory. They're ramping up.
If they ramp, then maybe September next year, August, September. That's the whole. So when I originally did my estimates for a Block 2 ship, it was based off of the old Block 2 ship, the Block 1 timelines, which was a solid 10 to 12 months. It now looks like, based off how quickly they got it to a cryo, and we'll see how quickly they can get the engines on it, that they're able to do it in maybe a couple months less. So if they say launch that in March, then they've cut that down by about 3 months. 3 or 4 months, they've cut the timeline down if they launch in March, which is it's a big improvement. They kind of need to make those improvements going forward. Now, if they can do the same with booster, then if they were to start building a Block 2 if they were to start building a Block 2 right now, then they could be ready in August, September. But the problem is they're not building one right now. So we'll see how quickly they can build it. I'm doing this based off of what I've seen so far.
Yeah,
I got August out of you. I'm happy.
I have to jump in here. You can't do it based on what we've seen so far because it's development now. What about when they get to 100 ships launching a year? They're obviously going to have to ramp up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But why can't they start ramping up now? That's my question. We can't base it on the past. I mean, how much time was it between Hopper and the first hop of a ship? It was forever, but now they're launching. They're on the path to launch monthly. They're going to have to ramp up.
Kevin's into this.
Yeah, they are going to have to ramp up. Yes.
So
they will.
Looking at the past tells us absolutely nothing.
But I'm looking
Which
at
is
the
what
path
you
as
are
in
about
how
to
long
become.
it takes to build the vehicle and test it, based off of timelines that based off vehicles that they've already done. Which, based off all their vehicles they've already done, it's taking them 10 months to a year to get a booster from the first point of stacking to launch.
How many launches did the SpaceX do of Falcon 9 in 2022?
I actually
About
don't even.
350.
I don't remember that off the top
I
of my
don't know
head.
the numbers. That's actually why I'm
That's
asking.
that's an Alex. That is Alex.
Alex, por favor.
But
26
26.
in
And how many did they
2020.
do in 23?
So 2020, 26, 2021, 31, 2022, 61, 2023, 96, 2024 so far 107.
Oh my God, SpaceX knows how to
But
ramp up.
but
So,
hear me out.
spoiler.
Hang on, because I want to go middle of the road here before we finish today, because the number of new boosters though decreased. So the whole reason Falcon 9 was able to increase its cadence was, first, they started reusing a huge amount of boosters, and second, they were able to ramp up the cadence for the launch pad. They need to go down on the refurbishment time on that launch pad. Starship's launch pad still needs a month to be able to support a launch. They were able to support a static fire. That does not mean it can support a launch, because there's a whole bunch of other things that it needs to get ready for a launch. So I'm not as pessimistic as Ryan, but I do agree that we should keep our expectations a little bit more tempered, because it's gonna take a while. It's a new version, and so far, you were talking about how much time they went from Star Hopper to the ship hops. Those hops were also monthly ship hops, because those ships were being built every month and tested in a month as well. And so my point that I'm trying to make here is that they're still taking that amount of time. They have not made that much progress. Now the ships have become a lot more complex, and they've also been built, they're building boosters. They need to accelerate a lot. And so until we see such a thing, I will keep my expectations a little bit more tempered. That's my only take. But
Also,
I do agree. I'm not as pessimistic. I do want to set expectations right, because yeah.
So here's the other thing to that. With Falcon ramping up, they already had Vandenberg, they already had 39A, and they already had Pad 40. SpaceX has a single launch pad right now for this vehicle. One. The other one might be ready by middle of next year. 39A, well, they need to finish the EIS for it. Plus, and they need to finish that EIS, and then they also have to build that pad and install it all, test it all, and then they have to get vehicles there, by which their production facility for those vehicles hasn't even started yet. Let alone you have to then figure out how to transport vehicles to that. So then you get 3 pads. Well, then you say Slick 37. Well, once they get the approval for that, they then have to knock down everything that's there, then build the tower, then build the pad, and build all that. It was easier to ramp up with Falcon 9 because they had the production already be able to be there, because they have one production facility for it, and they had the pads ready. They don't have either in a lot of locations for Starship, because it's a lot harder to transport a Starship over. So that's why I'm trying to temper a little bit. I may be more pessimistic than anyone else, but that's my realism take, I guess.
Dude, I got August out of you. August, I'll take it. You were saying December, and I got August, so I'm good. I'll go with that. I'm good, man. I'll tell you that. Hey, I got an August out of you. I'm happy. I still say March, because I feel
and then
like
I will add this to it, and this is gonna just make other people bad. As they change vehicles, because when they go from a Block 1 booster to a Block 2 booster, that's a new launch license. When they want a new launch license for 39A, well, they're going to have to get a launch license for that. They have to get a launch license for 37. They're going to have to, any major changes they make to the vehicle, that's a modification of the launch license. Like, you're talking all this other stuff that gets added on. Yes, at some point, when they get the pads up and running, they get the production sites up and running, and everything's up and running, boom, just like that, cadence will start to go up. They'll start launching like crazy. They'll get to tankers, get depots, get Starlink launches. They'll get to the moon, they'll get to Mars. It's just going to take a bit to get there. I don't think it's going to happen within the next year or two. Give it a few years. They'll get there. It's just going to take some time. It's not going to happen soon, though, but it will happen.
Can someone clip this for later? I don't know when. Just for later. You're talking like one of the richest companies in the world, owned by one of the richest men in the world. If they want to ramp up, they can ramp up. That's like they could do that tomorrow. All they have to do is push the go button.
I will say I like when SpaceX ramps things up because I like ramps and hate stairs.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
It looks like I got some of chat on my side and some of them are against me, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's a 50-50 split, but whatever.
No, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
I do want to take a
right.
you guys.
Maybe Kevin's right. If Kevin's right, then it's amazing. We get Starship faster and sooner. If he's right. But if I mean, maybe I'm right. Who knows? Who knows who's right? But I mean, I'll be happy if it's quicker than that. It's not like I won't be happy about it. Oh, what? I'm going to be angry. We're going to get more Starship. No, I don't want more Starship. Yeah, okay. Like,
it's funny because there's people out there that do that.
Yeah, I want to just try and get things on the rails-ish and thank some people here really quick. Astro95 Media, Nate, allocate to the fund to get EJ to his first in-person Starship launch. Yes. It must happen. And I'll join you, EJ.
All right. Let's do it,
man. All right, we got a poll. We're going to have to see where this poll goes after the last 3 minutes.
Ron Visser, thank you for becoming a Pad Rat member. Tubsters, thank you for the support. Robshin, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. Capcom and Above gets access to the Discord, including our pre- and post-show. Bloodhound, thank you for the support. Amaryl, saying they will reuse a Block 1 Starship booster, just to say they did. And then Suknor and Anonymous getting items from the shop. Suknor saying, all you guys are looking hot in the Flame Trench. Can't wait for Flight 6. And Anonymous talking about the Chines for Flight 12, but getting a whole bunch of prints from the store. We got Mary in there, we got Max in there, Tanks Watcher stuff. It's great. By the way, that thing you see on screen is coming up right after this show. That is Twist, This Week in Spaceflight. It's our weekly show where instead of arguing for 25 minutes about Ryan being wrong, we actually talk about some of the news that's going on in spaceflight. So that is coming up momentarily. I do want to thank some people. Besides just the support queue that we got, I do want to thank, of course, our members that are launch directors and flight engineers in particular. These are the highest levels of support here at NSF. Enjoy your reserved parking space at the imaginary NSF parking lot, but also thank you genuinely for the support that makes all of this happen. And of course, I want to thank the people that joined me here today. Thank you for joining me, EJ.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I know it's a privilege being on here, and I do appreciate the privilege. Like to have some fun, but yeah, it's a good time. And just wanted to thank everybody. And we till the next Flame Trench, right? We got Veterans Day on Monday, so if you're a vet, you're watching this, thank you. Appreciate what you do. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, my camera just went really weird. That's odd. Anyways,
you've joined the Witness Protection Program.
I don't know why my camera just, but anyways, yeah, it's a pleasure as always, Sawyer. I mean, yeah, I like to be a pessimist, realist, whatever you want to call it, but it's always fun to be on.
Yeah, it's your camera's getting ready for you to leave. That's why. And Jack, thank you for joining us. What are your final parting words of wisdom?
Oh, geez, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm really coming around to this whole Hoppy thing. I think I'm just going to keep calling it that from now on.
Brilliant final words, Jack. Thank you. Also, final shout out to the Space Pope, for the $50 super chat. Space be with you. Now, we'll be with you over in the chat at This Week in Spaceflight. So thank you for joining us this week on the Flame Trench. Let's go watch Twist.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, planet.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside SPD off. Bring in SPD off. It's orange!
R45. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Look at this!
Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Clear.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Hey, I got auto redirected. Cool.
Y'all needed some help. I'm sorry.
No, it was good. We needed that.
It was feeling very slow. Like we were slowing down and out of questions, and I was just like, I gotta say something.
Oh no, we had questions, but as soon as you jumped in, I'm like, I don't have to. I literally didn't have to say anything. I'm just sitting here like, okay, no rails.
I mean, we got spicy in the end. I mean, with
we needed
Starship.
the spice.
Yeah, we got Kevin gave us the spiciness. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how it needs to roll, dude.
Sorry,
Kevin won the poll, 54%. So
nice.
Shocked, I tell you, shocked.
Hey, that's more people agree with me than I thought there would. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it'd be less than that, but I'll take it.
There we go. 1,000 people now for the premiere.
We are still with Membies. Hi, Membies. I hope you're watching the premiere, since there are 50 of you here, and only 800. Oh, actually, we're up to 1,100 watching the premiere.
Oh, mine says 1,011. But yeah.
Why,
and hi, Twitch.
Why is the?
Hi,
Oh yeah,
Hey.
Twitch. Let me pull up Twitch chat since we're still on there.
Why is there like anime going on here? What is that?
It's the YouTube countdown.
It's the YouTube countdown.
Exactly.
I'm kind
And
of
once
curious.
more, people don't understand that it is a premiere and not a launch live stream or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Alien is a good one. If more people agreed with me than I thought, I'm not pessimistic enough.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Perfect.
No Block 2 flight until 2029. There. What? No, there wasn't a production shutdown. Like it's ever since ship 2425, it's consistently taking them a year to get a ship and booster ready to fly an orbital flight or an integrated flight test. It's been pretty consistent on that number. If they fly 33 in like February, March, if they fly ship 33 before May, they break that streak.
You know, Ryan, why I was sort of thinking about the reuse of Block 1 boosters, it was precisely because of what you were mentioning, that I do not see any Block 2 boosters being launched until 2026. We will see them being built in 2025, but it is precisely all of that time until, they ramp up and they go through testing and whatnot. In the meantime, though, they can reuse those Block 1 boosters and not have to go down on the cadence. Like that was partly why I was thinking such a thing might be possible, and maybe they won't do that. Maybe they'll be bullish and just go all the way through and just go straight to block 2. I have no idea, right?
Yeah, maybe
but
there's
that
a
could be a
large-
way of getting more launches without needing block 2 to come online, which might take a while, to be fair.
Space Pope.
Space Pope.
Space Pope, what are you doing? I know you're still in. You must still be in Memby chat. Thank you
What did
Yeah,
for your
bless-
super chat on a premiere.
Oh,
Yeah, you blessed both
Space
the
Pope.
Flame Trench and Twist.
Thank you.
I was just quoting my
forgot
traditional.
to say "Space be with you," Space Pope. I'm sorry.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
And also with you.
I mean, we probably didn't forget. We just
I said it.
pushed Sawyer to hurry the heck up.
I said it. No, I said it. And you didn't actually even have to type in the back channel. I just went off of the clock.
Oh, did you? Good job.
Yeah, you never messaged me of like 60 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever.
Yeah,
I just
right.
did that.
You're right. I didn't.
That's, again, the TV news producer kicked in. When you have a hard out, you hit the hard out.
Yes, sir.
Which, that's, for those who don't know, a hard out means that whether you're mid-sentence, mid-story, mid-whatever, it's cutting you off whether you like it or not. So I act as if there is a hard out.
How many people are watching the premiere? 1,190. Not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
maybe 1,200.
Not bad at all.
What time would you rather us release videos, Membies? And Twitch. Twitch, let us know when you like videos, too.
Membies plus Twitchies, Twitchies. That's what we should call them. It's more efficient that way. Twitchies.
Membies
Oh.
plus Twitchies.
That looks so cool.
Anyway, we had Y to the end of everything. Also, I don't know if you saw it, but NASA Spaceflight Official created a new command, Al-Explainer.
Nah, it's got to be get Alex, nerd.
No, because it's like an Alex Explainer combined, Al-Explainer.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And it basically
I was just
says that Alex is about to give a 26-minute answer.
rip.
I love how we just got a comment precisely about the NASA administrator thing.
Yeah, we
Also,
never got any
if the
questions
first
about that.
Trump term was any sort of,
indication.
way of predicting how the second will go, it'll take a while for the administrator to be chosen.
Nah, Jim's coming back. He's coming back in January, calling it now.
I wish.
I
like
don't
Jim.
think Trump likes that guy anymore. I'm gonna be honest.
Bro, he stepped down from the MSR review team.
Elon's administrator.
That was like in the middle of October. I don't know if he knew that they would be.
But he done did it.
Winning.
All right, the Vandy launches tonight. That's right. Kevin.
Yeah, not man. SpaceX did land a booster.
Not only landed, they caught a booster.
What?
They caught a booster.
It landed on movable landing arms. There. Just to be different.
I like it when we do those those flashback things. Where it's like, see, we told you.
Alex Flex.
Alex knows things.
Because we talked about the aluminum coated tiles and everything. So I was like, see?
Yeah. Are they doing...
I will be right back.
I guess they're doing one last main inspection on the arms. Possibly before they put a vehicle between them, because looks like they're about to go into maintenance position. We'll see, though. Or they're just moving them around to test them.
Hi, puppy.
That's Titan. This is Titan. He's my buddy.
Amazing Photoshop
He also
of the sun there.
Very confused.
When did you get a dog?
June?
Really?
Is this Titan? I didn't name him that. His name is Titan. We adopted him, and his name was already Titan. So we were like, yeah, that's our dog.
There you go.
Nice.
So chill.
Yeah. He's chill when he doesn't know what's going on. And right now, he has no clue what's going on. How old is he? He's 2, Keith. He's 2. He's a good boy. He's a cattle dog.
Oh, Dogo.
He's my boy. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. He likes hanging with his dad.
Oh.
He's never actually been this chill for this long before. I was expecting him to be like, get off of me.
He's almost like a cat with how chill he is when you're holding him.
I was going to say, that's more like Jake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's even the same color for it. Oh, really?
That might be why he's chill.
Oh, he's tired. That's why. Yep, he's orange.
Forgot to add that we also saw extra views of the landing from the buoys, but bah.
All right, buddy.
Oh,
Where
whatever.
Jake is right now.
It's already written, it's already recorded, and
It's already playing on
published.
YouTube, Alex.
It's already on YouTube.
Get up here.
There's no way back.
Adrian can talk about it when he's during his view.
That's what I just said. I don't know where Jake is right now.
Give me paw.
Oh.
Come on. Up here. Up. He's a good boy. That's a good boy. Where does the treat go, Titan? That's right. It goes in the square hole. There you go.
Jake is sharing his podcast.
Don't headbutt the desk. Bud.
Jake has his own podcast? What?
Jake is too famous now for this show. Sorry.
I guess.
He only appears on live streams that get a minimum of 100,000 live views.
Lol.
If I do this, they can't see me, right?
No, they can't see you.
Okay, cool.
They can hear you, though.
That's all right. Hi, everybody.
My
oh,
wife.
the pupper.
It's me.
He had a
I am the
noopsie
wife.
doopsie on the test stand.
That is an adorable shot.
Hi, whoever is next to EJ. That is my beautiful wife. My wife.
Mrs. EJ. We need to call Bremo Mrs. EJ now.
There you go.
Sawyer says we got to call you Mrs. EJ now.
They already do.
They already do.
Yeah.
Hi, it's me. Okay,
Hey,
leave now.
Bremo.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
We got Taito here, too. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hello. You're a good boy. Are you a good boy? Give me your paw. Give me your paw. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's my buddy. Hello. Okay.
All right, have I distracted the stream enough yet?
Yeah, the dog sufficiently did it.
Okay, come on, buddy.
Alien, I was I was right. What was I right about?
That you have a beautiful wife, I think. His last comment was...
Oh, word? Yeah. Word? I'll take it.
I'll take
I gotta ask Bremo how much you paid her, because she's way out of your league, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. Believe it or not, it was only the price of a ring. How much that ring was? Don't know.
Don't know.
EJ, your wife is smarter than... Bro, she's a software engineer. Of course she's smarter than me. Even crazier, she's self-taught. That lady, that woman is a self-taught software engineer. She didn't go to school for comp sci. She just taught herself how to code and then got a job as a software engineer, and now she's a senior software engineer at a tech company.
There you go.
That's amazing.
She ain't stupid. Let me put it to you like that.
Smarter than you, probably. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
dude. That's what I'm saying. Look at me. I'm just a meathead. You know? Like, freaking
Also,
meathead, dude.
By the way, Kevin, Trevor with another L in general.
What did he say? What did I say? Should be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood.
He doesn't like your background.
Why? What did I do?
I saw it. I don't care.
It's Trevor.
I don't care.
Sawyer, are you in chat?
Is.
I mean, not Sawyer. I'm sorry. I meant Trevor.
Trevor, why do you hate? Why do you hate?
When Trevor starts producing shows, he can make decisions.
Damn.
I was going to say, of course I'm in chat. I'm both in chat for the premiere and for this.
Trev got called out.
That's all right.
Yeah.
He's like, what, 7 anyway?
Damn, son.
All I will say is it was kind of interesting meeting Trevor last weekend. That was interesting.
Let me guess. He is just the apple of his old man's eye. He's bouncing around off the walls, right?
No, not really.
No.
He's just Trevor.
That's how I imagine Trevor like in real life. You know, like the polar opposite. No? Oh, all right.
I don't know.
How
I'm
long
sure
have I been married?
Rock climbing to some Taylor Swift music right now.
Hey, that's cool.
I mean, that's where we were last weekend. We were in Indianapolis to see Taylor.
Grab it. That is pun token awarded. That is brilliant.
No, man, I've been married for about a year and a half, something like that.
I think it was about a year. I remember when you sent me the engagement picture.
Yeah, why didn't you come to my wedding, man? What the heck?
You never sent me an invite.
Oh,
I absolutely did.
Oh, here we go.
I would have gone if you sent me one.
Yeah.
Called out. Ouch.
Well, we're just going to have to hang out to make up for it.
Yeah, when's that happening?
Ooh.
Flight 7.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That is my current plan, by the way, folks, is I will not be there for Flight 6, but I am planning on being there for Flight 7. Already looking at accessible van rentals in the Southeast Texas area.
We'll see when it lands. Maybe I'll go with
Sawyer,
my dad.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah?
If I bring a gigantic freaking pickup truck, quad cab long box, is that accessible enough?
It's worse. It's harder to get up to the higher
Okay.
bid, if that's the case.
Cool. Bring a Lamborghini. All right, I got you.
And then as for the chair, where does it go?
In the pickup bed, dude. In the square hole.
The square hole.
That does not sound the safest.
Oh, I got ratchet straps. It's fine.
Got ratchet straps.
Fine, I'll sit in the chair then. Ratchet strap me down too.
Okay, new plan. New plan. We get PTO, put PTO on this truck, and I build a ramp for the back.
Tempting.
Yeah, it'll work.
That sounded like some Dukes of Hazzard type crap there.
It's Tanner.
Yeah.
Rondo, like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. You
Nice.
look up sketchy stuff.
Next,
You'll probably find my name in the dictionary.
Next, you got to build a dirt ramp and go for it. Send it.
Just gonna send it.
No, but there are actual places that rent accessible vans.
Yeah.
So
okay, cool.
Value that.
Right on, man.
My dad will just do the driving then. So
Yeah. Okay. I was just saying if you could save money, I'll just drive the truck down, dude.
That'd be very nice, and then being able to fly directly into
Bingo.
the main airport as opposed to having to go to one of the smaller side airports that's closer to the van rental and then just drive.
Yeah, that's the idea, man.
Even if I rent a track chair, problem is then transporting said chair and me at the same time.
I mean, I could put you in right seat if you wanted to do that and buckle up, and then just put the chair in the bed if you wanted to do that. If you're cool with that. If you're not cool with that, then yeah, don't worry about it.
You guys go.
Yeah, a little concerned
one of
about
those
that.
jerry rig everything chairs.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen his chairs? Those are so cool.
Those are freaking epic. Yeah.
Which Enterprise is that, Ryan?
That is Enterprise E, the Nemesis refit with the Aztecing on it.
Yeah.
Eagle Moss.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, that's what I thought you showed me before. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? Oh,
that was that, and then there was this, because Eagle Moss went out of business, and then here is the Daedalus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
Dude, Go ahead, Sawyer.
No, just for everyone else. The other issue with the driving is just being able to not have to be reliant. Like, oh, we want to go to Starbase, let's do it. Do we not want to? Then we don't have to, you know. It's the ability to get around as needed.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the big impetus for that. Like, we could just go wherever. You don't have to worry about returning the thing.
Yeah.
What if Brimo wants to go on the road trip? I'm pretty sure Sawyer's okay with that.
Of course.
Another thing we could do is I could just fly to Florida and I'll drive, dude. Just get in your car and we'll go.
Oh, I don't know if my car or me can handle that long a drive.
What? Bro,
How
I
long
got
is
this.
that from Florida to? I'm trying to
14,
remember.
15 hours? I'll do that in one sitting.
And
no
not just
problem.
Florida, from like southeast Florida, like the farthest away.
Bro, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Let me see. I'm not going to give away my actual location, so let me just see what the timing is.
Trying to think if I drove from here to Starbase, which it'd be a pretty straight shot down I-35. It'd take me about 22, 23 hours.
I'm like 36 hours away in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
That is a 22-hour drive.
Do it in shifts, man. Easy peasy.
No, not doing 22 hours in a car.
All right, fine. New plan. We pick up Matt in Louisiana. We pick up Matoro in Louisiana, and we stop there, and we just crash his house for a day, and then we finish. You know,
Better
finish
yet,
the rest of the trip.
2 planes and you're there.
Matt's calling you out. He says no guts, no glory. He called you a coward. You gonna take that?
Well, they've removed a couple of feet of my guts, so it's fine. I don't have any.
All right. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I would do that. I would do my drive. I'd probably do a solid 12. It'd be stopping in like Arkansas though.
Why'd you say that like that?
I don't know. Because from here to St. Louis, it's 8, and then I think to San Antonio, San Antonio is about 5 hours from Starbase. So yeah, it'd be about.
What's wrong with Arkansas?
I don't know. I don't know. I just never been to Arkansas. It just seems like a weird place to stop. I don't
so
know.
You never even been there? How do you know?
It was worth it to say it that way just to see EJ's reaction.
Yes, it's a 2-day drive back. That's why I flew when I went to Waco and McGregor.
Oh man,
it was so much nicer.
Matt, are we planning a trip to Starbase next week? No. I can't do it next week.
No, this is Flight 7.
This would be probably sometime after like end of February, depending on when Flight 7 actually is.
Yeah, February or April, not March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call back.
It was kind of funny the way I said that, but it was kind of...
Where's the top guy from? The top guy is Ryan. Ryan is from Minnesota, bud.
Minnesota, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alien, it's more of a hassle to deal with 16 hours of driving, having to find accessible rest stops along the way.
Yeah.
I don't do great super sitting just in place for long periods of time. It's, you're kind of stuck, and you're talking 2 whole days of transit time when you can be there in, according to this, 5 hours and 18 minutes. So
all right, fine.
It is more of a hassle, in my opinion, to drive than it is to get on a plane. They put the chair under the plane. They bring it back up when you get there. And that's it.
All right, fine. We'll all drive and have an awesome time, and then we'll just pick you up, and then we'll just tell you about how awesome of a time we had.
Sounds good to me. Or I'll watch your live stream.
All right. Hey, you can't do that. That's cheating.
I'll be along for the ride while I sit at home and then wait in the airport for my flight.
Then you could have a Twitch and member stream of EJ, Sawyer, and Matt going to Starbase.
Dude, I basically did this in June with a viewer, with my buddy Ernok from chat. We drove from San Diego to Boston via Titusville, Florida.
I remember.
How long of a drive is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great content.
4,500.
That's like
4,500 miles,
like
dude.
5 days? 4 or 5 days at least?
It's 4,500 miles, man. Aramil, you like that? Yeah, it was pretty fun. I wanted to catch up with Jack and D, but the freaking brakes on the truck decided to, not work. And, I decided as, the mechanic on this stream, that I think we should probably fix that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the accessibility in the U.S. is pretty garbo. We're being brutally honest. I mean, the rest stops here, they'll claim to be accessible, and in one state it is, and in the other state it isn't. When I moved from New Jersey to Florida, I did that as a drive, and it was a crapshoot whether it was actually accessible or not.
Mm-hmm. The rest stops
vary by state. The giant handicap symbol on the road signs.
Yeah, the rest stops vary by state here.
Yeah.
If you're in the EU, like Ohio has amazing rest stops, which is funny because it's Ohio, and then Michigan is amazing, and then the rest stops are garbage.
I'm pretty sure the ones here in Minnesota are all accessible. Minnesota's been.
I don't think I stopped at a rest stop when I did the drive to Ohio. It was just get there and then I'll go to the bathroom.
So Arkansas, okay? It's not bad. Go ahead.
If it makes you feel better, Sawyer, your home state, New York, has great rest stops along I-90. Like, decently accessible.
Hey, he's from Jersey, man. That doesn't matter with you.
I'm from Jersey.
He's from Jersey, dude. What are you doing? How about I go get Christopher? I'm gonna come down there and slap you across the face.
The only people that say Jersey, by the way, are the people from Long Island.
Long Island.
Otherwise, it's Jersey. Like, why Jersey?
Yeah, you gotta go to
just
Jersey.
Keep your mouth wide and don't move it. Jersey.
We gotta go to the Lincoln Tunnel to get to Jersey. We gotta get home. I work in waste management. That's my thing. Waste management, and I enjoy looking at the ducks in my backyard.
Again, I'm so New Jersey that I traveled from Florida to Toronto to see Bruce Springsteen. I flew out Tuesday, saw the concert Wednesday, and flew back Thursday. I'm that Jersey.
Mm.
I mean, I was originally from North Jersey, but still traveled a bunch down the shore.
Hey, man, I ain't even from there. South Jersey Shore is a good time. I don't give a frick what anybody says.
Admittedly, that's another, I just realized, a phrase that's not really common elsewhere. No matter where you are in the state, you go down the shore. Instead of visiting the shore, driving to the beach, going to the beach, you go down the shore. Oh, Nutley. Okay, I was a little further north. But yeah, so that's the other risk with driving. With airports, they're 99% of the time they're good.
But Sawyer, if we drove, we could stop at Buc-ee's.
I've stopped at Buc-ee's before. It's freaking awesome, but...
You don't want to stop at Buc-ee's on our road trip?
We can take a day and just drive out to a Buc-ee's and come back. How about that?
Oh, all right, whatever.
Rather than gassing up locally, we find a Buc-ee's and gas up there at one of the 60,000 pumps.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
All hail the beaver.
Damn.
What to do for dinner tonight? Huh.
You want
I
Chinese
ordered my
food?
traditional post-flame trench Chinese.
There you
See?
go. Man, I could get Chinese. I have to go near Lake Street though. Ooh, that's a rough one. To get to the really good Chinese place.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know where
just-
that is.
Spoiler, folks. Again, I will be having more
it's
surgery.
Lake Street. Lake Street's like close to where. Yeah, never mind. You know what? I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I was gonna say stop. Sawyer, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say I will be having more surgery before the next flight, so that's part of also the sitting thing. But yeah, no road trip for flights, Evan. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. Well, next time then.
We'll see. Yeah, next time Starship will launch from the Cape, and we're good.
Yeah. There you go. See, now that's thinking with your dipstick.
Eventually, it is.
No, that's only for
fun.
road trips. Good question,
Right.
Falcons Maze. Jack, what do you think?
Oh, geez, I would love to go on a road trip. Too bad my Land Rover's a piece of junk. Oh, geez.
True, very true.
I'm waiting for Jack just to pop in and. Oh no, he's not even in here anymore. Wow,
dude, he's gonna kick me in the face, dude.
How is that?
Dude, he's gonna kick me in the face. I was being super mean.
Oh yeah, you guys are all here when all of a sudden Jack had his problems. Yeah. Oh, Twitch chat wasn't though, but Jack was supposed. It was supposed to be Jack, EJ, and Sawyer to start, and I would come in for Starship stuff, and then yeah.
That's why I was trying to. I did give a little bit of a longer explanation on a couple things, Sawyer, at the beginning because it was just us.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting to be hosting today, so that's why I wasn't the most energetic or anything. My voice was still recovering from the other day.
Dude, you did fine. Krabistan, I'm feeling better. I'm all right. I'm over it. I'm still sick, but it's all right. Twitch chat says, kick you in the face. Well, Jack's short. He's gonna kick you in the nuts instead. I'm like, yeah, okay. Damn. All right. My man's not even here.
That's mean, and I love it.
That's some weird closing testing they just did with the sticks. Huh.
I'm looking at a Buc-ee's on Google Earth. I'm not even kidding.
Where is the closest one?
There's one in Daytona Beach. That's probably the closest one in Florida to you, I think. And then there's one up by St. Augustine.
Because a good friend of mine years back when I ended up going to Waco / McGregor, we took a day and drove from Waco to Houston, got some epic behind the scenes, better than level 9 tours at Johnson, and came back.
Yeah, baby.
We had to stop at a Buc-ee's on the way.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is awesome.
Yeah,
DJ Jack will. What?
I was about to say there's a chase. There's a chase.
Yeah, that's when I actually got to fly the Starliner simulator.
Cool.
So Sawyer Flex.
That's pretty neat. EJ Jack will John Wick you. Yeah.
I don't want EJ to get a copyright strike, so we won't show it.
A police chase?
Let me totally not put it on in the background.
Yeah, there's a really weird obsession here with NSF with car chases. I don't remember even how it started, but yeah, we'll just go with that.
EJ, where is the closest one though to Starbase?
Oh, give me a second. It might be San Antonio, dude. Hold on. The closest Buc-ee's is near Galveston.
Really?
That's not close.
That's a couple hours, isn't it?
That's not close.
Is that video frozen? don't see
on Starbase Live.
Well, the Starbase Live on our
Well,
stream.
yeah, the big box.
Yeah. That looks
It's not.
It's not.
You can see the look above the deluge corners. And
the flashing plane.
One of the arms is slowly moving in though. Holy cow! That front bumper doesn't look good. What?
Oh, just noticed that.
He hit something.
I get a live narration of us watching a car chase.
It looks like one of his tires is flat.
In the chat for you. Hold on.
Brian, for a split second, I thought you were talking about the chopsticks.
They don't have. Oh, yeah, that would have been interesting. Oh,
I
man.
mean, those bumpers didn't look good. No, just kidding.
The fact that it's jutting out now.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't put it up. We're still streaming. And copyright things.
Yeah, we'd rather not have that happen to EJ.
If the guy like gets out of the car and gets capped by a cop, that's against the Twitch doesn't like that.
No, Twitch doesn't like that.
Twitch doesn't like that. And I have a personal rule about showing death on the stream. Even if that terms of service wasn't there, I still wouldn't do it. Like I don't show Challenger or Columbia on stream. I don't do that.
No, well, that's also I honor the family's wishes and never show that when possible.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think his tire blew on that car.
Yeah, I don't know if he blew it himself or it was a spike, but there is sparks flying from the bottom of the car.
There's a lot of sparks going,
especially over the speed bumps.
So this guy's going to try to take a right. He's going to try to turn right, and the car's going to go straight because he has there's no tire. He's running rim on the left side.
Yeah, he's riding on rims.
Let's see. He took a left, and it did it. If he tries to take a right, the car's going to go straight.
He's just going to spin out.
Oh, dude, there was
I'm here
a sick
for it.
truck
As long as no one gets hurt, I'm here for it. Oh, he made the right. He did it.
Oh,
he made a right turn.
It did it.
Wow.
It did it. It wasn't at speed, but it did it.
And the next right turn, he did it.
Yeah, is that his bumper or is that like a tree hanging off the front of his car?
Looks like it's part of his bumper. But...
Where are the cops? Where'd they go?
You don't...
Other than in the air.
So... The thing is, dude, if you're where he's driving through a residential area, you really don't want to start a chase there. They're kind of gonna group up and see if they can corner the sucker.
Oh, why do they have to stop right behind the tree?
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes.
Suspect is on foot.
Wait, is he gonna hijack a car? He was gonna try.
Bro, what are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, nice truck. You see that black truck over there? Hell yeah.
Of course he would notice that.
Dude, it's me. Where are you going? This guy's toast.
I mean, I'm glad they haven't, but I'm surprised that they're not trying for...
Watch, cop's going to pull up here. Cop's going to pull up the street. Watch.
Also, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to run for.
That too.
Yeah, already. I'd be done.
Yeah, they look tired.
Yeah, they stopped that whole running thing real quick.
Oh, they're hiding under the tree. Oh, wait.
Why did it look like the dude was going to pull down his pants for a second? I'm glad he didn't.
I think he was trying to pull up his pants, dude. Bro, you've been ID'd. You guys, these people are so screwed. Like, they see you. There's a helicopter. How do you not see the helicopter just hovering over you?
Yeah, my favorite is the ones who then try and blend in of like, I was just hanging here.
These are the same, EJ, these are the same people that are trying to lead police on a police chase through LA. So I don't know if they're necessarily the brightest bunch.
Yeah.
Hey, finally a cop car.
See, law enforcement's gonna pull up. He sees him, but he's not gonna pull right up to him. He's gonna pull up to the side.
No, they just got the one guy. What about the other dude? What about the other dude?
I like that other guy on the scooter that's like, wait, what's going on?
The other guy just ran. It looked like at the top of the screen.
Yeah, they got one. So that guy should stay on that perp right there.
The other dude, it looked like ran north.
Oh, dude,
ran away.
There's another truck. There's another extended cab down there. You see it at the bottom of the screen? It's gold.
Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Hell
DJ.
Hell yeah. Why? Why are you booing me? I'm right.
You're not wrong. There is another extended cab down there. But that's how
There's an extended cab down there. It looks like a 93 or a 94. Nice truck. That's all I'm saying.
Finally,
That's all
there's the
I'm
other
saying.
unit. And they're not going for the other people.
And the other one was the driver, too. I think this was the woman that was in the car.
Yeah. See, the other guys, that perp, I told you that perp's going to stay on that person. And
well, now he's
the
got
other,
backup.
The other car
They're going to go find the other guy.
Exactly. I love trucks, man. I love those box body Fords. Those are my favorite, man.
Ford Ranger?
Gen 1 Ford Rangers are pretty good. I don't mind that. Oh, they got the other guy. You've been tased.
Nice.
Sit down, nerd.
Got him.
Are the trucks in the room with us right now? I mean, yes, they are.
There's another truck for you, EJ.
Yeah, it's
another
an old
two.
taco. It's all right. It's all right. Bro, trucks with 4 doors and a short box are not trucks. That's an SUV with a pickup bed, okay?
What's going on with my camera here?
I work in a shop. There's a truck that is less than like 2 or 3 meters away from me. The trucks are in the room with us right now, chat. Jeez.
Why did my camera go weird?
Take that back? No, I'm not taking that back.
I can feel the trucks and the chilies tonight.
There it goes. Got him.
I wonder what Jack has to say about this.
Oh, geez, I love watching this. You know, if it was me, I would have escaped in my car though. Oh, geez.
He's gonna hurt you, EJ.
Yeah, probably.
As long as you live stream it.
As long as you live stream it. Well, the stick's closed in that time. There you go.
Dude, the chat from that damn stream. Bro lost. Bro got captured with 1 star. What a loser.
With 1 star, what a loser.
So bad. It's so screwed up.
It's so messed up.
I have a feeling when me and Jack finally meet each other in person, he's just gonna walk up to me and punch me in the face.
Yeah, probably me too, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, just boom.
No, he'll take a vape hit first, then do it.
Most likely.
Oh no, he's gonna hand you an SD card and say, "Here's your footage, Kevin."
There's somebody in that police chase chat with the still picture of Jack from tonight saying, dude, I'm Jack better.
Oh, God.
The still picture of Jack is his profile pic. Oh, dear. Ben, stop it. Don't do that. Ben!
What?
Ben! Hey, Ben, stop.
What the heck?
Oh.
What chat was this in?
This was
in the police chase chat.
The police chase chat.
In the police chase chat?
In the police chase chat, man. See?
What?
See? Ben, I see you, you prick.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. That's... Oh no.
Now he's saying yak.
Jack might actually do something to you.
We're so dead.
We're so
dead.
Oh my
gosh.
We're so dead. And then some guy also named Ben spammed in that chat. It lasted about as long as I do.
By the way, Brian Schmidt said LOL EJ.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm getting out of this chat. I'm going to go play Satisfactory. I have more posts to put down or something.
What are you trying to build again?
The Pillar of Autumn.
Oh, the Pillar of Autumn.
Yes, there was only one ship, the Pillar of Autumn.
Trent T says bye EJ in that chat, as does Hazanku.
Oh, I had an idea at one point, EJ.
What?
The one thing I've always wanted to do is do like a marathon stream and go from Reach to CE to 2 to 3 on Halo in one run on like Legendary or Lasso for like an extra live stream. Always wanted to do something like that.
That'd be, you probably do
Jack
that.
Better.
I just, what is the Pillar of Autumn? It's a spaceship from the Halo series.
Halcyon class cruiser.
My guy.
EG, hello.
No shields, unfortunately. It's got I think it's like 1.5 meters thick, or like 2 meter thick titanium armor plating on it. It's like it's made up of like 1,000 honeycomb structures. It's a heck of a ship. It's basically like it's like the A-10 kind of thing, because it's a ship built around a gun, because it's a Mac gun on the inside, basically. Yeah, I forget what series Mac it is. I don't know.
Dude, you should come see it, Ryan. You should turn on the stream. I'll show it to you. I'll show you. We're building the honeycomb structure in.
Ooh, there you go.
There is enough lore in the Halo books and the Halo games to extrapolate the size and shape.
It's like 1.1 kilometers long.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did I finish 1.0? No, I haven't. I'm still in phase 4. And there's enough to build out the structure of the ship. I already have all the hangar bays done. Yeah, she's a beast.
All right, well, my food just got here, so
there you go.
What'd you order?
Chinese food.
Yeah, I know. What? Yeah, okay. What Chinese food? What'd you get?
Crab rangoon and boneless spare ribs and sesame chicken.
All right. Solid. All right, man. We'll discuss Flight 7 plans in the future.
Yeah,
I want Chinese food.
Sure. All right. Keep coping. We're going on a road trip, dude.
We can road trip from the Cape to the Buc-ee's in Daytona. How about that?
Oh, a counter offer. You're going to give me a counter offer? No. I'm going to go with option B.
I'll run your toes over. Fight me.
If you can catch me in my truck.
Power assist wheels, baby.
Right, I got a big block. All right. I got a big block. Big block.
It would be a shame if your tire happened to get a nail in it.
Bro, it's okay. There's 6 of them on this truck.
Shit, I gotta buy 6 nails.
Mind your own business, Tessa. Anyway. My chat is saying we need to LS... Oh, God. We need to LS swap your wheelchair.
Who's in jail? The NSF live stream is...
I don't think you did that right.
Yeah, I don't think that went right.
I don't
think I did that right either.
Swing and a miss.
Perfect.
Oops.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Oh, Eric, I like that truck there. You got a square body there, boy. Just past that? Oh, it's not yours? All right, whatever. Okay. Yeah, Ryan, pop over in the Twitch chat, dude, and I will show you the magic if you want.
All right, everybody say bye to Yak.
Bye, Yak.
Oh, geez, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go hug Hoppy now. I'll see you later.
He's going to kill you.
Membies, thanks for hanging out. Good to see you, Twitch chat. I'm going to get dinner.
What'd you get, Kevin?
I didn't order anything yet, but I think I'm doing Chinese too.
Good call.
Problem is, the only good Chinese food is like 15 minutes away from me.
The best Chinese food in this town is like a mile down the road from me.
Oh, lucky you.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Membies. See you like next week. We'll be doing tons of Memby streams next week. Bye.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RS-68 chamber pressure looks good.
Traveling up. Roger, planet.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside of speed off. Bring in SPD off.
It's orange!
Oh my god!
Décollage! Look at this! Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting with the flare, correct?
Yikes! You bet. We don't need any more of these.
Hello? Is this Miss Vaughn? Oh, hi. It's Ernie from class. Hey, there we go. There we go. Hang on. I fix. Do not adjust your television set. I have fixed the problem. Oh, Greg Puginus with the 88-month resub. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 months, you're gonna see some serious stuff. How spicy did we get today? Actually, it was a pretty fun flame chench. Pretty fun. Jack was there, and then his power went out. his power went out. So, believe it or not, oh jeez, I wasn't trying to do like Rick. Like, I don't know why he ended up with the Morty voice, but yeah, that was totally off the cuff. That was complete improv. Yeah, we were like, he's frozen and we can't change the scene. I'm like, oh, jeez, how you doing? Oh, jeez. It was pretty funny. He was in the back channel. He's like, "I hate you so much." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you do." Oh dear. At least Yak Better was able to watch the police chase. Ben, don't do that crap, dude. It's funny, but don't do that. He'll actually get pissed. Don't do that, man. Only I'm allowed to make fun of your boy, all right? Oh boy. How about that Dogbone RSU link, dude? I saw that when we were coming out of the post show on the X the Everything app, and interesting. So what you enter? Well, we do have racing tonight, guys. We're doing GT3s at Suzuka-sama. All right. Yeah, so we'll go racing in a little bit. Racing ain't gonna happen for another couple hours though, so I was thinking we could go back and play more Satisfactory. So what you're saying is that if you more stuffed up next week, we know why. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go crack a cold brew. It's Friday night. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh. That's good Yinzer. I got Yinzer. Not sponsored. Actually, we could do that kind of an impromptu space news until racing. Or we could Satisfactory. I don't know. There is an Ars article by the Burgonator. Oh no, the Royale with cheese. That's what we're gonna call him. That's what we call Eric Berger from now on. We call him Royale with cheese. Did you send the thing I sent you to Kevin? No, I haven't, but I will. Yeah, guys, what I'm probably gonna do after racing, guys, I'm gonna try to nurse this away, and then next week we'll do some really long streams because I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to the 2.4 hours Les Mullets. I'm going to the Cleater event down in Florida with my father-in-law, with Brimo's dad, because we both enjoy. We are both Cleater enjoyers. So I'm gonna be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll probably pop back in, stream Sunday if the itinerary holds up. But next week is gonna be a short schedule. I hate running these short schedules. I had to do it. I had to do it last week because Brimo was gone, and then this week I got sick, and then next week it's Les Mullets. Like, it's just, yeah. We're gonna have to find some time to grind out the pillar build. And Monday on the 18th is Starship. Exactly. We got Flight 6. So. Oh, just to check, that Haynes Saturn manual, that's the one I sent you, right? Not the one you bought. Dude, Haynes Manuals just keep showing up at my front door, man. How many of these did you friggin' buy? I have a stack of them over there. I feel you paying them doing 12-hour days. It's basically where I'm at, medic. It's what you got to do to keep this business rolling, son. So Eric Royale with Cheese wrote this today. That was the last one, boss. It was supposed to arrive 2 weeks ago. Les Mullets the Starbaser riot. I didn't think of that. I was at the New England 900 48. I'm in that video, yelling hell yeah, brother. Bran, if I had more time, dude, I would do it. If I had more time, I'd drive to Les Mullets. If I had more time to get the cars ready. Bluefist is not doing very well right now. I think the 460 might have a stuck lifter or a stuck valve or something. Or an exhaust leak. Something's not happy with that motor. Does that mean you hit up the P.O. box? Tessa sends stuff to my house because weather guy I made the mistake of giving him my address. I do go to the P.O. box pretty often though nowadays. It's part of my routine. I actually drive all the way up there and take Titan for a walk because it turns out I noticed that around the post office there's like it's a good loop to walk, you know. So roller cam conversion it is. That's up to Ernok, not me. It's making some ticking noises, guys, and I think the reason why it was stalling in reverse and stalling in drive is because it was running on 7. Thanks, so you never got that thing I sent you. I have not checked. I'll check it over the weekend, okay? I kind of think a lifter may have collapsed. It also could be an exhaust leak, Hellfish. The header is covered in carbon soot. I think the EGR went and it sooted up the entire thing, man. I think the EGR diaphragm broke. And the thing was sucking in carbon soot because those spark plugs were caked in carbon. And the exhaust is caked in carbon. It's making this noise, dudes. Like, here, hold up. Here, this noise. This one right here. Hear that? It's not coming through. It's filtering it out. It sounds like if you took 2 keys and did this, which is not great. That's not a good thing. I don't know when it started either. The engine has oil. I think the EGR just totally quit, dude. I undid the belt and the pulley for the air pump. Throw the EGR valve in the trash. I took it off. I capped it, O10, and then I took the pulleys out too. Is it a bad sign that when I replaced my truck starter, it was partially melted and could drain a battery? Yes. Yes, that's a bad sign. And it's still ticking after the EGR delete? Yeah. It could be an exhaust leak. An exhaust leak can sound like a lifter tick in that engine bay. That's what I've been reading, so I have to go look. It's a carburetor, Journey. It's got a 4-barrel carburetor with vacuum secondaries. It's a nice car. It's actually, yeah, it's really nice. Don't show your keys on stream. These aren't the keys to the house, actually. It's keys to the freaking P.O. box. It's the blue, same car from California, correct? It's the blue truck from the Streams Medic. EGR should not be necessary with a carburetor. Sure. I mean, it has it. It's a California truck, dude. What do you want? I wanted to read this article, dudes, if you guys don't mind. Yeah, I'm worried we heard it, Medic. I'm worried. We'll see. I mean, it was running just fine, you know, but I got to do the valve cover gaskets anyway. So yeah, we'll see. I thought you were going to do Satisfactory to show Ryan the Autumn. Yeah, I could. I could do that. We could just... Yeah, we'll read that Ars article some other time, I suppose. Hey, Skullshot.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, hello, EJ. This is Ryan. All right, cool. Cool.